on your APs, looking like weeds. Haven't seen
Cleveland, shout out, I'm bleeding. Welcome back to the 1 a.m. podcast, man. Rashad Milligan here today with RB Mo and Jelani. And don't forget, do not forget. Oh, hold on. Are we blocking out Jelani? My bad. Hold on.
I was going to say they can't see my light skin face.
Don't forget to subscribe to the 1 a.m. channel. The link is in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have this pinned up top at the chat throughout the night, and we'll be playing it throughout the night. Fellas, how y'all boys doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. You know, been a blessed week. Can't complain. You know, ready to see what the rest of the week has in store.
Yo, so I bought some $20 earbuds from Walmart. I just need y'all to we're doing some on-air production right now. I just need y'all to let me know if it sounds good or if it's do I need to just take them out or let me know how we sounded.
Nah, you sound straight, bro.
I was about to say it didn't even sound like you had in headphones.
Okay, $20 well invested. There we go.
Right.
I'm doing good though. I'm happy to be on the podcast tonight.
Yeah, this week for us has been a crazy week with the news and the news cycle and stuff like that. But all in all, it's been cool. The Pelicans was fun. They won last night, so that was fun. Kind of seeing them win the game, and it's also fun the excitement of is the coach about to get fired tonight? Like that's kind of like an exciting thing to follow. So yeah. Cool week too on this side.
How was your holiday?
Oh, my bad, bro.
My bad. I was just gonna say how was the Halloween?
I had to. This is how I know. I need to. I'm making myself more washed than what I really am. I'm only about to be 30. I didn't even know it was Halloween till when the 20-year-old to my job was like, "Yeah, I'm going out tonight for Halloween." I was like, "Oh, I didn't even realize tonight was Halloween." So that let me know right there. I gotta start popping outside a little bit more because I shouldn't be that washed at 30 to where I'm not knowing that it's Halloween.
No, I feel you on that. Nah, but I feel like I don't know. It's a lot of people that was saying that they didn't realize Halloween was coming up, unless you really have big plans or something. You know, because I feel like it just it be sneaking up on people unless you got
how you don't know the days of the month. I feel like I was talking to my mom, right, and she was saying now that she no longer works, she doesn't really have a concept of the days of the week and stuff. I'm like, Mom, you have to know, okay, we're in the month of November. We're in the month of you know what I'm saying? Because she was saying that when early voting started, she didn't know that voting was going on and stuff like that. Cause she says it's very easy to just lose track of time when you're not working and stuff. And I think just with adults and people in general, you should be knowing what month we're in, what day of the week it is. You don't have to know the exact date every single day, but have at least a general idea of what week we're in.
No, I mean, I think with that, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Jelani, I feel like people knew it's we're at the end of October, but then you're not thinking about Halloween. You're you're at towards the end of the month, but you're not thinking about Halloween because if it's not really holding no significance to you, it's just another day. So when you're looking at the date and it's it's the 29th, you're not thinking oh, in 2 days Halloween is coming up because it's not meaning nothing, So it's just you're just thinking about in 2 days, in 3 days, we're finna be in November, So
yeah, I seen the decorations. I knew it was Halloween season, obviously, and all that, but the actual day of Halloween just kind of snuck up on me or whatever. But I didn't really do nothing for Halloween. I had to work this weekend, so I was kind of in the crib for the most part besides work. But I did observe it's become an annual tradition every year now to see online what the baddies wore for their Halloween costumes, and I appreciate that. So
I feel like I have a take on that. I think at a particular age, I think we as men should probably stop like pointing that out because to me, I kind of equate that immediately in my mind with the college thing.
What do you mean?
Like in college, I think that was the first time it was like where I saw firsthand girls walking outside the dorm, girls walking, down to the bars or whatever the case might be, of girls walking in the skimpy clothes with their legs out and their, everything out and stuff. And that was the thing where we like, yo, what happened to being funny on Halloween? Why every girl got to be sexy on Halloween? This and that. And then it's like, dang, we still gonna be saying this when we 30? Like, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I
That was
wasn't
such a
complaining about it. I was just saying like I appreciate it. Like I enjoy it. I wasn't saying like it's an issue.
Yeah. What you finna say, Rashad?
I didn't have words. I wanted to see what you want to say on it.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I think it definitely some girls be kind of overdoing it a little bit. Um, I, I saw I have a homegirl. Her and her friends did an outfit that was interesting. I'm not going to like really go in depth because I don't want for any reason they hear this. I doubt they'll ever hear, but you never know. But they had outfits that pretty much they had to wear pasties underneath, and yeah, and then like pretty much they had on like I think like booty shorts under and a pretty like essentially like a see-through sheer like lingerie type thing, and I was just like, okay, that's an interesting fit to go out because they went to like a bar, like downtown and whatnot, and I was just like, I ain't mad at it. Y'all look good, but this is an interesting fit. I didn't know when she told me the idea, I was like, I didn't know this was the vibes. But hey, I said I ain't mad at it. But yeah, I'm with Jelani though. Girls be looking good. They be making the most random stuff like sexy. So I like when a girl does like go out of her way where it's not really like I'm not trying to be sexy. I'm just trying to have a good outfit. Like a good costume and because I went to a Halloween thing on Saturday night, and it was like this pregnant alien, but she wasn't like really pregnant, but it was just like she had like all the stuff, and she was like an alien, and it was a great costume, and it really threw me off because I saw her from behind, she was dancing, and then she turned around, and I was like, I didn't know she was an alien, and I didn't know it was pregnant, so it just double threw me off. I was like, what the? I was like, all right, it's just lit in here. But yeah, but as I said, shout out to the girls who be putting that stuff on, man. Um, yeah, I went down to Masquerade on Saturday
Oh,
with
for real?
yeah, I went down with like Fazia, Kylie, the gang. I haven't seen them in a while, so it was good hanging out with them. Uh, I forgot how much, you know, I forgot how much I rock with Kylie. I rock with everybody, of course, but I be forgetting, like, man, Kylie is like, that's my homie for real. As I said, they are my homie, if anybody listening. But Kylie, I just like, I really be forgetting how much I really enjoy kicking in and talking with her. But yeah,
Yeah, she energetic person for sure. Shout out Kylie for sure.
yeah,
Kylie might need to be a person that we put on the guest list.
that would
Uh,
have been bad.
for the people watching at home, this is Kylie Jenner we're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mo is a member of the Kardashian clan.
Yeah, I be tapped in, but just real like her and Kim and all them, it'd be
Yeah,
cool. I'd be forgetting how much I rock with them. You feel me? Since her and Travis broke up, we ain't had the same relationship.
he just keeps it on the low.
Exactly.
You like Maul?
Right.
Oh, Maul was in an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That's a fact. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Maul being in that episode, and I think Rory being in the back of a BET cipher are like two of my favorite, like kind of random places those guys have been.
Nah, facts.
But yeah, man, yeah. Shouts out to Masquerade, everything like that. Underground, the revitalization of the underground. It was kind of like a ghost town for a few years, and so for them to bring back the underground, it makes me kind of happy as a Atlantean, Metro Atlantean. Go ahead, Jelani.
Wait, hold on. Let me say this, as somebody who frequents Atlanta public transportation, Marta. Um, they say it's being revitalized. That area is still very, it's very filthy over there. Like they
Oh,
got the
you talking
clubs
about
over
the area? I'm talking about like stuff to
just
do,
the
like
underground itself.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
like
okay. This yeah,
stores
okay.
open. Like it used to be just an empty mall, and a lot of
Yeah, it's
those
a fact.
buildings on the inside are still like a lot of the stores are still empty, but like there's still like events going on down there.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, they got MJQ and they got like it's another club down there. I forget that's popping.
Opium.
That's down there.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So no, it's definitely the underground itself is definitely popping. It's just when you walk out of there and then you start walking around downtown Atlanta, that's when it's like, yo, what's going on down here? Like, why is this like this?
Yeah, that's where Doug was performing.
Right up the
Where
street.
at?
That courthouse, or like Mo was saying, around the corner from Underground.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did. I forgot he did that on the steps. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, go ahead, Mo.
My bad. I was gonna say, yeah, I definitely appreciate how they have revitalized that area. Because if you, as you said, like you go down there, it's between like if you want to go after hours, if you just trying to catch a vibe at like a dance club, they got a bunch of those over there. I don't know if you ever. So if you walk down there, like in that area that's heading towards the new MJQ, and it's like a bunch of like little clubs that where they used to be like stores, but it's like you'll walk past them to get to a particular event. I've been down there a few different times for like events, and they'll be completely empty, but then it'll just be like music playing and like lights flashing and stuff. But it's like 6, 7 of them, and it's like but for real, it's a bunch of them down there, and you just walk past them, and it's just like you could just pop in if you want, but it don't be nothing going on in there, and it just be so random. It's just like, why is this here? Because
What I see a lot of times over there is like a random, like a couple of them is just a random dude in there painting. Like
yeah,
you ever seen that? Like a dude
facts.
just being there, like just a blank store space, and he's sitting down on a stool, and he got a big old canvas, and he just painting, and he bumping some music, and then you go in there, you be like, "What's up?" He be like, "What's that?" And he just go back to painting. Like, all right, back to my regular scheduled activity.
Right. No, facts, bro. It'd be the most random stuff in there. Like, yeah, I've been wanting to pop in a couple, just like, what's going on in here? But then I'd be like, nah, let me get to where I got to get to. But
I think I'm gonna go down there at some point, like within the next probably at some point like December. I think I'm gonna go down there. I tried to go to MJQ like earlier this year, like when it first opened.
yeah,
But the line was so crazy. I was like, bro, this is nuts. Like, yeah. But I'm gonna try to catch it like maybe later this year.
hey, I told you, just let me know when you're trying to head
I
down.
was just gonna say, yeah, no, we gotta when we get back from if I go to New Orleans, which I think I'm gonna try to make that happen. But
Bad.
yeah, no, if I go to New Orleans with y'all, then for sure, like either way, I'm gonna try to make that happen. So yeah, we can do that.
Bad. Yeah.
This is the old underground. Is this is right?
Yeah. I mean, but it still look like this. So, I mean, not without as many people out there.
And it's not as many of like, the random like vendors, but
Yeah,
Yeah, because I remember they used to have like the Johnny Rockets down there when I was a kid.
Mhm.
the Johnny Rockets and the lids.
Bro, it just for some reason it just clicked to me when we were just talking about it, how because I know of course the old underground and then Masquerade is moving into the underground and all that. And every time I go to the Masquerade area, I've never really connected what part of the underground that used to be. And then but now it's just thinking about how like I'm pretty sure that like that was by like where the food court was, wasn't it? Like the food court was like right over there, and then you keep walking, and then
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, and then it was like this open, clearly like the open area where they have all the bunch of different stores and stuff now. Well, not stores, but like bars and stuff now. But yeah, I don't know, cause it just clicked to me. I was like, bro, I forgot that's where that was. Like I'll be like, bro, so underground had this whole other area, but I remember now it was like I believe that right by where the food court was, and then you'll leave out that area, and then you'll be right there by where it was like the steps and everything, and yeah, it was it's always a good time down there as a kid, man.
Yeah, I think it's sad in general that that malls are like, you know what I'm saying, kind of becoming obsolete and things of that sort. But it is cool. Like I think the next way to keep kind of history alive is to reuse it, like how they're kind of using underground Atlanta. But like I was saying, first of all, shouts out to underground Atlanta, everything like that, and all of that. I think I guess I don't know if I was gonna go more into that of like Atlanta and stuff like that, but I'll go to my oh yeah, I wanted to shout out West End Mall as well. RIP to West End Mall. But just malls ending, bro. Like it made me sad because it's like it's a part of the community culture and like tradition and memories for so many generations before this current generation of teenagers and things of that sort. And if we could just reuse those areas, like preserve them as the landmarks that they are, but reuse it in something else for the community as opposed to like Western Mall is just being turned into apartments, right? Like, like that's kind of like it's hurtful, like what I mean? Like you're just gonna turn this into apartments, so kids won't even know like the Western Mall existed. Like what's gonna happen to Greenbrier in 5-10 years? You know what I'm saying? Like with the Piccadilly and the historic Chick-fil-A and all of those things. Like what's gonna happen to those? That is just where my mind goes. Going back to Halloween though. Halloween, man, what I did, I stayed in for Halloween. Y'all know I don't really do Halloween. Uh, I went to Nola Braider, like I went to get my retwist on Friday morning because I had the day off, and that was a whole kind of situation. I missed. I went over. I planned. I woke up early to take the bus there, and then I couldn't find a bus stop because it was my first time taking this bus line 91, and so the next day, no, 2 days later, this how I ended my weekend. Cause this is what I did on the way back. Last time on the way back, I just walked back. It was an hour walk. This time, I was like, I'm gonna take the bus intentionally so I know where the drop off pickoff area is. So I did that, and then on Sunday, 2 days later, I went to the bus stop and I went to the little area and I seen the sign. I was like, bruh, that's it. Da 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 da. And the bus came and it took me to Walmart, bruh. And then I found my way back and everything. And I was like, bro, this was like the most satisfying part of the weekend. Cause when I couldn't find a bus stop, I had to take Uber because the next, thing for the bus was an hour later or whatever. Cause in the South, all of our little bus, public transportation isn't up to par for real. So you got to wait
at
like an
all.
hour if you miss it. And so
Yeah.
I was like, dang, I got an appointment in 30 minutes. So I had the Uber. The cheapest Uber available at the time was Uber Black. Bruh, it was $25 to go around the corner, bruh, to my retwist appointment. And so that's the difference between 125 and $25. So
Mm,
now you understand why I was so excited on Sunday when I found that exact bus stop and went to Walmart and came back for 125, bro. I was like, bro, finally. So that's the most exhilarating feeling to me is figuring out public transportation and where the bus stops are and everything around here.
right. Nah, that's lit, bro. Yeah, definitely exhilarating to save money at all times.
No, that's the type of stuff you get excited about when you turn 30. Like, yo, what was the highlight of your weekend? Saving $24.
Right.
I
That's
think
real
you
though.
30. No. If you say it like both ways, say about $60. $30 one way, $30 back. Save sixty
No, that's
dollars.
true.
Oh yeah, man. What? Because look, it comes down to this, bro. I got to keep it a beam, bro. So, all right, this is what we use the pod for, everything like that, right? Adulthood, everything like that. Bruh, I took this job a year ago. I didn't move until January. So, you know what I'm saying? I was paying two rents for 3 months in Atlanta and over here for those 3 months in the transitional period. Okay, keep that in mind. So it ain't been a full year of all of that, just paying 1 year. I didn't bring my car down, so I'm saving on the car fee at the apartment complex because I stay downtown. I'm saving on gas and just regular car maintenance stuff, right? I'm thinking, bro, I should be good. Like my money should be up. I took a job that pays me more. My rent is a little higher, but it's not that much higher than it was in Atlanta. I should be good. Tell me why I have the same amount of money in my account. After a year, I'm like, hold on, what's going on? So yes, I'm definitely celebrating this save $60 by figuring out the where the bus stop is. Man, this is crazy, bro. But like, can y'all imagine the frustration as an adult? But it's like you got to look at your spending habits. Okay, what was you doing? All right, so and so. I wanted to help out so and so. I wanted to, bless somebody here. I wanted to, man, all that add up, bro. So just how y'all feel about stuff like that when y'all thinking like y'all go into a situation, okay, I'm gonna just go no car for this or that, da da da. I'm gonna stack up, and then the money don't be stacking up like you do. It's like when people say the smoking weed thing, right? And like you spend so much money on smoking weed, bro. Like you could have had $1 million if you like instead of smoking weed, instead of buying weed all them years, you could have saved up $1 million. That's how much you spent on weed. And they like, "Do you smoke weed?" No. They're like, "Well, where's your airplane?" Y'all know the meme or whatnot and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
it's just like it's the same thing, bro. It's like if I'm not spending money here that I would usually spend money at, where is the extra money that I was supposed to have over?
Nah, I feel you on that, bro. That it do be confusing sometimes. You be like, wait, hold on, but it'd be like the little stuff that start adding up. It'd be like the little meals out, or I used to maybe you like help somebody here and there, or you just be yeah, and but it'd be like the little stuff that like constantly just adds up over time, and it'd be like, bro, like, and it makes you really start evaluating certain things, where I know definitely I I had to like recently, I have been having to budget heavily because I had transitioned from like different jobs and making different amount of money. So it was just like learning like, all right, certain things I can't have enjoy right now, where it'd be like, maybe once a week, I'll be like, maybe I just want to go out and get some food. But then it's like, you know what? You don't have to have that, and because those little meals do eventually add up and stuff, so it is like it be tough, man, and it's a really about discipline and as I said budgeting, where you keep like a thorough track. Because I know where I in the past where I've gone wrong is when I keep a mental track of stuff, thinking, and it'd be like you'd be like maybe you spend like $27 on something, right? But in your mind it's like, or like let's say realistically maybe like 24. You spend like $24 on something, you like, all right, I spent like $20 on this. Cause now you're doing the math, but it's like kind of like maybe you kind of round down a little bit, but then now you spend like another 57 on something. It's like I spent like 55 on it, something like that, and as I say, you start keeping those mental things, and it's like those couple dollars, or maybe even you remember that it's like I spent 24, 57, X, Y, and Z. But then it's like it just starts adding up a lot quicker than you think. And then it's like, wait, hold on. Like, man, I spent this much? What? But then it's like, and you start doing, because you always look through your account, like, hold on, something must got mischarged, You start going through the stuff, and it's like, you start adding it up, you get the calculator out, and it's like, dang, okay, they right. I ain't got nobody to call on this one. But yeah, but it, as I said, it's all about a thorough budget. But yeah, that do be the worst part though, bro. When the money just get away from you.
No, it's hard to save money if you're not making like a lot of money. It's really hard to save money right now. And the thing about is that if you are making a lot of money, like you have more of an incentive to spend money because you have. It's like you feel like you want to live a like a certain level of lifestyle based off the money. It's like a thank you, Jeezy. Yeah, so it's like it's kind of hard to like I said, it makes it hard to save money either way because it's like even if you're making enough money to save money, it's hard to have that discipline to be like, I'm gonna spend this money and save it for the future. Especially now when it's like we live in such a wild time. It's hard to be like, I'm gonna stack this bread for 5, 10 years from now, not knowing what America or the world in general is gonna look like 5, 10 years from now.
I think a huge issue kind of like that I'm dealing with is like moving out here. It's like I remember like visiting here and being like, yo, the food is so good here, everything like that. Like they got the best food in America. So it's like being here now, like living here on a day to day, it'd be a random Tuesday, random Thursday, whatever. And you think about going out to eat or grabbing something to eat or whatever instead of fixing something because you get tired of like everything that you prepare at the crib. And like you can have like some of the best food that's out there that you can eat out possibly in America, like just within walking distance of the crib on a random Tuesday, random Thursday. And it'll make it so much more fun when you do that. I think it's been too many times where I was like, dang. Because I used to, and I remember in college, we would eat out once a week. And that would be my thing once a week. And I continue doing that after college and everything like that. So when I wasn't getting paid anything but 30,000 and everything or below 30,000, I still was never needing for money because I only ate out once a week. Everything else was just groceries. So, I went from that to dang, I'm eating probably 3, 4 times a week. I'm eating more days a week than I'm not eating out. Just because I want the special experience, or I want the gumbo, I want the the what it the beignets. I want the what they call them. I'm going blank now, but all the sandwiches and all the what I mean
Oh
etouffees
boy.
and po' boys. Thank you. That was what I was looking for. I want the po' boys and I want all the the special foods that people travel all around the world to taste. Is right here. So man, I end up doing that junk, and that's probably where all the money is going with the car. What I'm saying, like I save money from not having a car, but I end up spending all the car money on eating out 3, 4 times a week.
Right.
So
Nah, I
yeah,
feel you on that, but food is probably the thing that, as I said, for me personally, I know that's always been the thing that gets me the most. Like,
because you have to eat, and then you get tired of eating, but you got at the crib all the time.
right. So, like, and my thing was like, especially when I was like serving and stuff, where, like, and I think at the time, like now, I think I living out in Dallas and not being around, like, I get to kick it with my people, but I don't get to kick it with like the people that I used to work with as much anymore. And when I used to go out with them, it used to just be like just a bunch of money being spent on like, I'd be like, bro, we didn't need all this, and I'd be thinking that in the moment, I'd be like, bro, and I think one of the things, like I had the money to spend, but it's time where I should have been more disciplined to be like, bro, I'm not like, we're not finna all split this evenly. I don't want to, you know, but it's like there's a lot of times where we'll go out and then like I'll order like 2, 3 things, then like or I order like 2 things and then they'll order some stuff and then we all eating all the same like together, like family style. But then it's just like, but then this person orders like a bottle of wine. And then it's like, I got me a drink, but my drink was like $20. They bottle of wine is like 60, 70, and I didn't want it. Yeah,
You
so
doing
it's
it?
just so but then it's like at the end, because we all eat the food together and stuff like that, it's just like, yo, we'll just all split it, you know? And it's like so many times, bro. I remember we went to Nobu, bro. This is like I worked there. So they gave us like complimentary stuff, but it was they was and they was in the vibes and like we're gonna get this, we're gonna get this, we're gonna get like they got this huge sushi platter and stuff. We got a huge sushi platter because I ate off of it, so I ain't gonna cap you. Man, we got our bill. It was like it was like 700-800, bro. And it was like probably like 4 of us, 4 or 5 of us, something like that. And I remember just thinking, I was just like, what the heck? Like, I was like, bro, how did our bill get this high, bro? And but as I said, it just kind of like, all right, I'm not finna be the penny pincher because we was all eating everything together. So it's just like, all right, let's just bust it down. We're going, and that's what like some of the issues that I had with just going out with those friends, because it's like you're making a lot of money, like just quickly, where it just feels like, well, we're gonna get it back tomorrow type stuff, and then you just end up just blowing through money, bro. But I'll say there's also been times where when I first started, when I was working at garden room, like they would pay us cash every night regardless. And I remember the first time like I walked out with like a good amount of money, bro. It was like a few hundred. And I went to go kick it with my homegirl. And I'm just like, I ain't gonna lie, I got caught in the vibes. Man, I come in there, I was just like, yo, what's up, man? I have like all these, money all in my hand and stuff. I was like, yo, shots for everybody, bro. I was like, shots for everybody. Everybody just get like regular down Julio Repo. Get me to 1942. Like, bruh, it was just like, yeah, it was a vibe. But then it was just like looking back when I was just like, all right, I should have chilled just a little bit, because now I'm like spending like $200 in the club, and it was just like, but it's like, bro, at that time, it's like, I'm gonna get it back tomorrow, and I had to like get out of that thinking. But that's like, mid-20s, now I'm in my 30s. I would never, it's like, you can't plan with tomorrow's money, and that's what like I really realized now, like that's where I'm at mentally. And I think, I remember somebody told me that like when I was in the midst of all that, they was just like, yo, like, don't plan with tomorrow's money. And I was just like, I feel you, but I'm like, bro, this is consistent right now. Like, shoot. But yeah, be like
No,
that.
that's great advice right there. That's definitely because I've put myself in like a lot of situations where I'm relying on like money that I think I'm gonna get tomorrow or this paycheck, and then that be the one time when like it's something wrong happened with the bank, and you usually get paid at 12 o'clock, but now you getting paid at 8 o'clock, and you'd have made plans for the afternoon. Like I done been in situations like that before. So yeah, that's great advice right there.
Bro, I went on a trip and that happened one time, bro, where
I had that happen too.
bro, it was so like I was at the airport at like 6 in the morning thinking like, bro, why is my check not deposited yet, bro? I'm like, and I knew I'm already like I got the ticket and everything, but I'm like, bro, am I gonna have money for this trip? Because I'm like, where is the money at? This isn't making no sense. Usually it's there by at least by like 1 in the morning, and it's like 6 in the morning, 6, 7. Dang, but yeah, it's just like, and it's like it's around that time, and I'm like, bro, like, what is going on? I'm about to be sick. And I got on the flight. When I got off the flight, I checked my account and it was there. And I was like, whew, okay. Like, cause this would have not been good.
No, I had two situations recently, like within the last 2 years, where um one was self inflicted, the other was not self inflicted. One, my uncle was having a wedding, and we went to Detroit, where my family's from, and I was relying on like, well, I was waiting on my check to come or whatever, because I started I was between jobs, so I worked like a temp assignment or whatever. So like at the temp assignment, you had to file your own hours. So I thought I did it right, but I guess I didn't do it right. So I'm sitting here waiting for my check to hit. I'm like, bro, I'm calling or whatever, and like, yeah, it's not gonna be there to we gotta correct the issue. It's not gonna be there till Tuesday. It's like on like a Friday. I'm like, bro. So I couldn't buy the suit jacket for the wedding. I'm sitting here wearing I'm at the wedding with like just a regular dress shirt on, looking like a dickhead. But yeah, anyway, I had that happen. Then I had another situation where they delayed. I had to buy a return ticket, but they delayed my check in there. So like that messed up my whole situation. So yeah, to follow Mo's advice, where you're saying like definitely don't make plans with tomorrow's money. But yeah, shout out to the new mayor of Detroit, Miss.
Yeah. Shout out Mary Sheffield, man, the first female mayor of Detroit. Big Sean was performing at the joint last night when she won and everything. I seen that video. I said, "Oh snap, she got Sean out there, Sean down." He said, "Yeah, and I'm gonna win like Mary Sheffield." I said, "Oh, he got a line about her," and she was dancing to it. I said, "Oh man, Detroit lit. What up, though?" Shout out to the
big
313, man.
big
Uh,
AKA energy.
yeah, I got a question though. Uh, this man, right? I was talking to Mo about it. I want to bring it to the pod, man, because we talking about money and stuff like that. If so many times where I work really hard and stuff like that on the YouTube just to keep the YouTube afloat, and it'll be like $100 a month or something like that in between months where stuff will go back up. And I was talking to Mo about it, and he was saying like, bro, yeah, it might be that time to go on multiple platforms and things of that sort because we just broke it down like this. It's like if you get 100 from this platform a month and then 100 from another platform, that's $200 in a month as opposed to what I'm saying, just getting 100 a month. You know what I'm saying, and you can get 200 for doing the same amount of work, just spreading it across across multiple platforms. I knew what I'm saying, I can make a little chunk change, like kind of how I'm making on YouTube, on Facebook and other platforms, but Facebook in particular, because people talk about Facebook and Snapchat paying the most. However, it is just like my Facebook traditionally has been my Facebook, a personal thing and everything like that. I want to keep that cool to family. Like I wanted to have something for my own on the internet. I put so much of myself out on the internet, and I was like, I wanted something that could just belong to me. But man, you just think like we were talking about that spending thing, right? I was just thinking about how many times I would just spend a 100, bro. Like if something is 100 or if I need to spend 100 on something, it's not even a necessity. It's not even groceries or food or something like that. But just 100 just to have fun on something. You know what I'm saying? $100 should go $100. That's my whole month of YouTube down the drain. All the YouTube that I'm streaming every night at 3 a.m., sleep, half sleep, reading story, reacting to stuff, doing 1 a.m., doing hotspot, everything like that. $100. All that 100 just go like this. And your little, you just want to have fun and spontaneous moment, whatever, like that for the night or for whatever the heck, right? So I say all that to say, Jelani, I want your take on like, how do you feel about what I said? Because you are a pretty low key dude on social media now. Like, how do you feel about the idea of being hesitant to monetize my Facebook versus like, bro, just monetize it, bro, because that's another 100.
I mean, you can make a separate page for your videos.
But then if I do that, like, it'll probably take longer to build it up to the point where it could get monetized.
So okay, see, I get where you're coming from because it's like it's more of Facebook is different. Like I don't care about. I got a couple people from high school that follow me on Twitter. Like I don't really care. We're not close enough to where like I really have any hesitance to post a podcast or like I'm shy or bashful about anything at all. But like Facebook is different because these are like I said, these are your cousins. These are your aunties, like your teacher from third grade or whatever. Like it's so I can understand that. But I have heard, like you just said, I have heard Facebook is where like that's for the real. Facebook and like you said, Snapchat, even Instagram to an extent. Well, I mean, Facebook and Instagram are the same company, but um, I've heard that yeah, like that's where the real money is. So like maybe maybe you could share certain videos that you don't share to you, like certain videos that are like, okay, I don't want my family seeing this. Don't post those to your Facebook, but the other ones that you're comfortable with them seeing, you can put on there.
It's not even like just necessarily like hiding the content because I feel like, if people, what I'm saying, people don't even really care to watch or support. I wouldn't even say support because I feel like that's like having the expectation of like support myself. Like I never advertised my YouTube channel. Like everybody that found my YouTube channel, they just came upon it somehow. that like knows me and stuff like that from real life in high school and everything like that from back home in Marietta or whatever. Um, I never, advertise it because they're not my audience. They're not my target audience. You know what I'm saying? So, and I want like my subscribers to be genuine and be there for me and not just because they know me. So it's not the fact of like the content of posting. It's just like the idea of monetizing like my personal life. Like that like you said, that's a personal page. And it's like it's almost kind of like selling my behind, I feel like digitally, if you do that, if you monetize your Facebook page that you've had from the time you were 13 and you're like, I'm gonna monetize this. It's like, dang, you can't have nothing to yourself anymore. Like every single part of your life has to be monetized.
I mean, do you post your videos on Facebook already?
No.
So then, what would you like? You would be monetized. I'm trying to understand like what
I'm
exactly would you
saying
be?
what I'm saying is like I'm changing, like I'm using a page that has tagged me in pictures and photos from middle school and high school. That page is now going to be open to thousands of strangers on the internet who found me via their explore page or their for you little tab of a reel of me giving my take on Angel Reese.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Like,
Yeah, I mean,
example. I'll give an example right now. Hold on. Give me a second. All right, so I'm on Facebook. I'm gonna go Cal Bethel. Y'all know Cal Bethel?
decent man.
Jelani, no. So this is Cal Bethel's page, 15,000 followers, but his cover page is still his page with like his grandpa or what I'm saying, uncle or something like that from 2012. And now the comments are just like a bunch of people talking about decent man. Bro, you and Drake have the same dad, the original decent man, decent man. Like a bunch of his, kind of fans, you know what I'm saying? Like all in this personal Facebook picture of him and his grandpa in 2012. Go ahead, Mo.
No, I was just listening.
No,
Uh,
I was gonna say I actually think that's kind of cool though. Like, because it's like I know you're a real human being. Like, I don't know. I don't if you uncomfortable with it, I'll say don't do it. But like I could. I don't think there's anything like morally wrong with it. I don't think you like a sellout for monetizing your page.
all right, hey, I ain't gonna lie, y'all might have talked because I really just wanted to like because I had this boy be he be going, don't he want it?
He got the good rapper hands.
So I feel like Cal Bethel on a side note, he's literally like the old internet. Like he's like what the internet used to be, of just like this thing where you see it first. When I saw it first, I hated it. I was like, yo, I used to like the ironic artists and things of that sort. Like, I used to think they were funny, kind of play into it, the joke and stuff. Like even to a certain extent, Little B was kind of like that in high school for me and stuff. And then Blueface was kind of like that when he first burst into the scene of like an ironic meme, like funny rapper. Um, Ice JJ Fish, I hated. He was the only one that I hated. But everybody else, like Rebecca Black, Friday, I loved it. Like I love like the funny stuff that everybody's kind of like, ha, ha, ha. But I was like, oh, it's kind of good. The more you listen to it, Doja Cat's move, before we realized how spectacular and talented she was and stuff like that. I always love that stuff. With this, I was like, bro, I hate it. I don't know, it's because I'm getting older or whatever, but I hate it. It's just like it's not funny anymore. Like we need to stop rewarding people who are like not talented with views just because we're like, look how bad this is. And
But I don't.
but with Kyle Bethel though, hold on, here it goes.
My bad, bro.
When you click on you good. When you click on one video, for some reason, he's recorded so many reels of him performing this song, doing the same exact hand motions and movement with the whoa. He falls every single time. Some reason you watch one of them videos, your whole timeline is nothing but Cal Bethel performing this song.
Right.
And after a week of listening to it, now the song is in my head. And now I find myself rooting for Cal Bethel, the same kid that a week ago or 2 weeks ago when I discovered this song, I thought was the worst thing I ever heard in my life. Go ahead, Jelani.
Yo, do you remember I sent this to you?
When you send me Kyle Bethel?
Bro, I sent like about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago. I was like, I said, you click on one. I said, I clicked on one video. Now my whole timeline is being a decent man. Bro,
Nah, that
yeah.
junk is crazy though. Go ahead, Mo.
Yeah, nah, because crazy. I didn't see it initially from his page. I saw it. He did like a remix with some girl. And I saw the remix, like I saw him do that where him and the girl walking down the street, and the girl was singing like she could really sing. So that's what like initially I was like, okay, I was like, what is this? So I went to her page, then I checked out some more, and then I was like, okay, I realized like this ain't her song. And I was like, this is his song. Okay. The actual song is all right, I was like, whatever. The next thing you know, I start seeing it pop up more and more. But then it just like every time it'll pop up, I just end up clicking it. And that's how the algorithm works, where you just keep popping up and then people are going, they get so used to seeing it where it's not even like you really enjoy the content, but it's just, I don't know, I'm gonna just click on it because I see it. Like there's this one dude that does like this little thing where he's like, send this to like somebody from the DMV. And it's like he like keeps swirling the camera or whatever. And it's like as he does it the entire time, it's like he just talking and it's like, yeah, tell that person from DMV, like the baddie from DMV, damn, you look good, girl. Like and and like I'm like, bro, I do not like this content. Like I'm really thinking, I'm like, bro, like he had one that I liked where it was just like send this to a friend that may be struggling, and I was like, okay, this was a good one. But then the rest of them, I'm like, I don't really enjoy this, But then I just keep seeing it like pop up. So then you got to really go out of your way to ignore it, But hey, that's the thing. That's like the one dude, what's the name? Like Adana, whatever. Like, if you a baddie and your name starts with a T,
Oh yeah,
this is for you.
Bruh. But this junk, like you said, it's a lesson though. It's literally a lesson. Like, if you're an artist, this is a playbook of how to force yourself to make it, regardless if people like it or not. This song, the delivery, everything like that with Kyle, objectively, subjectively, it's not that good. It's like it just isn't. But the continuity and the dedication to promotion and the strategy of the promotion and stuff like that made it go viral, regardless, because it was like, because you heard it and you like, okay, this dude, he not that good. You know what I'm saying? How I saw it too was a promotion. Like it was a Facebook promo, and I liked somebody's underground, because I'll be liking underground people stuff. And so like a bunch of underground artists just start popping up on my page, like in promotions, Facebook promotions, Facebook ads. So I clicked on his, and the beat is like all boom bap, and he outside the Barclays, so he from New York. So I'm expecting it to sound hard, because it's like I ain't never heard a rapper from New York like be bad at rapping.
Right.
And so like when I heard his voice and it was like offbeat, and then like the walking was awkward and the pointing was like kind of like a little offbeat, and I was just like, okay, rap just ain't for him. Rap ain't for everybody. And I like kind of went about it, whatever. But like you say, you click on it once and your whole timeline becomes being a decent man. Like, but you have to create the reels for people's timelines to look like that.
Right.
Doja Cat said every time this video pops up on my page, it's like a cultural reset and a refresher. She said that in June 2024. This Joker been posting nothing, but he been spamming these reels with this song since last year this time, bro. That's a long, no, not even last year this time. June 2024. June 2024 was like a year and a half ago, bro. That's how long he been promoting this song and been just going with the but I love this city. Whoa. Like he's been doing that for over a year and a half. and the captions are the same. Decent man walk in here, decent man walk in here, decent man. This is the one that I saw on the advertisement for the Facebook ad. Decent man walk in here, decent man. Like the continuity in it and just spamming it has forced himself into people's algorithms, and that has made him win. And I think that's another message here for like artists and people. So I guess as I enter my Facebook journey, Kyle Bethel is the blueprint.
Nah, facts. Yeah, you just keep going, bro. And as I said, like it was literally just that one random video. I think if it was just the normal videos by itself, I probably would have never watched it. But as I said, it was like him with the girl who could sing really well, and she hopped on the remix, and that's what caught my personal attention, So from there, I think it's just, you just gotta stay consistent, have that one moment.
Yeah, no, just to hop back in the conversation, like that's the whole thing with the algorithm. You might have already said this when I had to go use the bathroom real quick, but you might have already said this, but yeah, that's like literally. You good, Rashad?
Oh, the Pelicans won again.
Oh, that's how you know and this is me saying this, not Rashad. That's how you know the Pelicans are not the best team, because his eyes opened up when he said that they won, like he saw like Haley's comment or something like that. But yeah, no, that's the whole thing with the algorithm is like it's basically just regardless of whether like what you do is good or bad. Pretty much, if you post, like every day, like especially like twice a day, like on YouTube Shorts or TikTok or any Facebook, whatever, like if you post at least like 2 or 3 times a day, I think eventually over time, just off the strength of forcing yourself into the algorithm, you're going to build up an audience. It might not even be like I forget the name of the girl who was doing she used to be on I don't know if she does it anymore, but like she's like yes on TikTok or whatever. I don't remember her name, but I feel like
I remember Popcorn So Good.
Yeah. Like people like that, like
she got the OF.
Yeah, so her fan base might be built off horniness, but like in general, I just mean like if you keep putting yourself out there, even with this pod, like I think eventually, like if we do the same formula, I think eventually we'll see success as well. Like just off the strength, like But yeah, a little awkward silence for the pod. Say it again.
No, because I was looking it up. It's Pinky Dog.
Oh yeah, no, he had to lock in and do some deep research real quick.
Yeah. I had to. Oh, look at the Google search here for the listeners. My Google search was Popcorn So Good. Yes. So yeah. I had to be. You had to be careful with this search because the crazy stuff might pop up. You know what I mean? But
you never know. Oh yeah. So that's. Oh, you did say she has one of those pages. Yeah.
Pinky doll. I ain't gonna lie. She nice, bro. She nice.
she's a veteran in the game.
I had a crazy transition for that, but like I had to be respectful, bro. Like I'm about to transition into Facebook, my Facebook era and things of that sort. So I had to be, you know what I'm saying? I had to be vigilant.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't post this pod on there. Like maybe.
No. I ain't posting a pod on Facebook. I might do a couple clips, but the clips will be like the clean stuff and everything, of course. But the transition I was gonna say was like, like Pinky Doll being all right and stuff like that. Like, got to keep it a bean. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Mary Sheffield. All right, you know what I'm saying?
I know she is.
Shout out to Detroit, man. Hey, you know who else all right too? I got a whole kind of segment of like who's all right for real.
Who's all right? Who's
all right? Let me see.
Bro, there's this one lady that's running for governor of like, I can't. She's straight. She got crazy eyes.
Okay, all right. We're taking it a little bit far here now.
Yeah, she's straight. Yeah, you saw her with the bust down chain.
Nah.
But he wore it like first game of the season. Like type it in like diamond necklace, Carly Ursay Gordon. But yeah, she's straight. It's just as I said, she got those crazy eyes. So you gonna yeah.
I'm cool for the most part, but she's not an ugly woman at all. Not an ugly woman.
Yeah. There's this one lady that, as I said, she was running for like governor, and I want to say like not Arizona. It was somewhere like random, like Nevada or something like that. But she was nah. You gotta. I'll try and find a picture.
Nah, it's on the thumbnail. It's coming up.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. Man, look, the thumbnail is the chain that you're talking about. Look, here it is. Thumbnail.
I see in that video that did her better justice.
But old girl that I was talking about, she's like black, white, and Native American. Dummy thick. Like her name is like it's a real black name, bro. And I saw her pop up on my timeline, and I was like, who is this? And yeah, I'm gonna look her up so we can see it. But yeah, when I show you her, bro, I was just like, dog. Like I was like, I'll move out there just to give you a vote.
I feel like social media is very like kind of dangerous with that. Like you just be casually scrolling and then see like the most beautiful woman you ever seen, and you keep scrolling. If you look at that picture long enough on social media, you keep scrolling 2 more scrolls, and then you'll see someone who can compete with them, and you like, yo, this is crazy. Like how a woman out here like exists, and then your standards like start to become altered. You're like, oh, this is cool right here in real life, but you know what I'm saying? I want uh KX love OVO, you know what I mean? Like real quality, you know what I'm saying?
No, I want Queen. No, I'm joking.
You was about to say the smiling girl?
No. You guys are joking. Post production, but yeah. No, there's
yo.
No, there's a lot of like you said, my For You section on Twitter is like it's just ruined in a good way, and no, actually a bad way, but like in a good way, I guess. But
You gotta start muting their accounts, bro.
It's too many to mute. It's too
But
many.
it takes like it probably take like I say a week. If you just mute for a week, you'll be good, bro. Like because now my For You page is back to basketball and hip hop.
Mine is it's mostly like what you described as far as the ladies, but then also sports and hip hop mostly in general. I mean, it's not like actual like it's not pornographic or nothing like that. I don't follow those type of accounts, but like as far as the women, yeah, no, like it's definitely like that where it's like every other hour it feels like I'll see one that's like, it's crazy that you exist. You know what I mean? Like it's wild that you're a real human being looking like this. Is that one of your
That's one of the ones. I ain't gonna lie to you.
one of your crushes?
How I discovered she muted too. How I discovered her because she didn't respond to the DMs. Like I was talking to myself. After that, I was like, okay, you got it. You've been muted. I'll release you to the world. But when she had a beef, she was beefing with the girl, and that's how I was introduced to her. And that account ended up getting suspended. But yeah, she was like on there, and she said, "Who's ugly, girl? Who look like a man? Who look like a man?" But like she New York, so she mad aggressive with it, and like they was both like calling each other ugly, but they neither one of them were ugly. And yeah, I was like, ever since then, I'm like, okay, salute.
It was love at first sight.
I wouldn't say love because like I don't like her personality. Like I don't like some of her takes, and I feel like she'd be a little too, New Yorkish for me. Being from the South, like I don't necessarily just like all of the stereotypical aggression that comes from up north people. But
I don't know. I like New York women to an extent. Like I don't. I feel like a lot of the I feel like a lot of it be like stereotypes as far as how people say they behave. Because I could be honest, Atlanta women is not necessarily like the most sensitive women. Like
you talking about
Atlanta,
you talking about city women in general. I feel like they go probably hand in hand with New York women, city women.
yeah. If we talking about, I'm talking about the city of Atlanta. Like
But
no,
we
like
talking about
Atlanta
the
women.
South, like. But if you talking about the South, like Southern women, like non-Southern, like non-city, because
It
city is
depends.
different than Southern.
Yeah, no, that's true. But
That's
like
that.
you
See,
still
look, come on, man. Hey, wait, hold on, Jeezy. What are we talking about, man? Because city is different than the South. It just
to an
is.
extent, I get what you're saying, but like also there's definitely still some Southern women that can be rough around the edges sometimes.
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't think my mom is. You know what I mean?
No,
Like I
not I'm
always
not
use
not
my mom
everyone,
as
but
like an example. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying. So you prefer Southern women over up North women?
I mean, it all depends. You know what I'm saying? Because Mary Sheffield is Northern. Technically. Uh, I need to stop playing. I need to stop playing because I want to go to Detroit and I don't want them to ban me from the city of Detroit because I kept making Mary Sheffield jokes.
Have y'all
Um,
have y'all met or dated any West Coast women?
ye- uh, I wanted to. My last crush is from the West Coast. She from LA, but it didn't work out.
I talked to a girl that was from the West Coast once. She was cool. She was cool. Very like Valley ish. But yeah, I didn't really wasn't really looking to pursue it too heavy. But yeah, like I talked to a girl from the West. I'm I have one in particular I can think of. I'm trying to think of were there any other girls that I knew from like LA or like from Cali in general.
I've
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I've talked to women and dated women who live in LA, but they're not from LA. Like they'll be like from like I don't want to make the block too hot, but they'll be from other places around the country and then move out to LA because the industry that I'm in.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you on that. Yeah, there's only one girl, and I said she was very much like a valley type girl, and I was like, I don't know how I really feel about this. Um, yeah, it was interesting. Like this was back when I was like in my early 20s, and when I met her, I guess I met her at a party, but and I met her at a party, but I didn't really remember her. Like I guess she was there, but I didn't really remember seeing her personally. But then the next day, I got a follow on Instagram, and then I was like, "Who is this?" And then I was just like, and I was like, I think that was that one girl that I was like, I kind of saw, but I didn't really interact with. And my cousin had followed her, so I was like, "Yo, who is this?" They're like, "Oh, she was at the party last night." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then like we ended up linking. When we linked, like she didn't look like her photos, and yeah, like it was
But but
just.
but, but you already met her beforehand, right?
But that's why I was saying, like, I don't really remember meeting her. It was like I was like I feel like I vaguely saw her. Like I think we were like I saw her sitting down somewhere. So like her face looked like her photos, her body didn't. And
Mm.
yeah, so I'm thinking like, all right, I go scoop her, and I go to scoop her, bro. And I pulled up, she opened the door, and I was just like, um, okay, this just threw me off. Bro, I called it an audible. I changed our complete like the whole date that we had planned. Like I don't remember what we had planned, but I was like, I'm not really gonna spend no money on this. I'm not gonna be an a hole and just walk away. because like I'm not really attracted to the girl. That's what I was thinking in my head. So I was like, I'm not finna just like I'm already out here. So we're gonna go on this date, but it's finna be a very chill date. So I just took her to the underground and we walked around. And because I was like, hey, we're gonna talk, we're gonna vibe a little bit, but I'm not really finna spend no money on this because
That man said we about to get some cardio in.
bruh, yeah, it was a cool day though, you know. The highlight of it was like this pregnant homeless lady came over to us and started talking to us and was like asking for money and stuff. And then I was like, yo, I'll buy you some food. And then so I bought her some food. And then after I got the food, she like, thank you so much. And she went to like give us a hug. And then it was funny right before the girl was talking about how she don't like being touched by random people and stuff like that. It was literally like right before this. And then the lady went and gave her a hug. And I was just sitting there looking, dying, laughing in my head. Like I was just like, dang, I know you are dying inside right now. But yeah, so then I just took her back to the crib and then, I ain't really talked to her since. Like I would see her around, like 'cause then her friends used to kick it with some of my friends, so I would see her here and there, but it was just like it was never on nothing.
No, that's hilarious. The Chinese symbol just threw me off right there. That gong. That's hilarious. Yeah, I think I've dated one. I just randomly was thinking about. I dated one girl who was from like the LA area, but I told this story before. I remember one time she sparked up a cigarillo with no weed on it. She just sparked the cigarillo up and just just on a random. I was like, nah, I'm cool. Like it was I definitely visit her again after that, but that let me know right there that wasn't gonna be like a long-term situation because I had never seen somebody do that before.
Yeah, I would never talk to a girl who did that.
No, you can't like cigarettes itself is kind of gross, but like the cigarillo is just it's insane.
Bro, when I was in college, bro, I let this one girl borrow my blanket, and she used to use it to. I didn't know she was doing this, but turns out she was using it to like smoke in her dorm. And so she would use the blanket, cover herself under the blanket, and then be smoking like cigarettes, bro. Like,
Uh,
bruh, yes, like cigarettes.
Cigarette.
Yeah,
Not even
cigarettes and
weed.
like cigarellos, bro. And yeah, she gave me back she tried to give me back the blanket, and I was like, I smelt it. I was just like, bro, this is disgusting. No, like you can just like I won't ever use this again. So
Yeah,
I
whenever I
forget that
watch,
this is Ruby Rose in this music video.
yeah.
I never knew that. Was she of age when this was shot?
Well, I don't think Rory was. Rory was like he was like 16 when he did the anti tour when he was performing outside of the Childish Gambino thing. That was the first time I heard of Rory. It's like 16 then, so he was probably like 15, 16 himself when he did this video.
Oh, I didn't even know.
I, I,
No, I
sh-
was
I,
gonna.
sh- I didn't, I've never asked him about Ruby Rose. I should ask him about like, yo, so Ruby Rose.
Right.
Nah, I don't know. You should ask him about that.
Rory could be a cool guest on the thing. He's a great talker, great guest.
Oh, that'd be dope. No, I was gonna say, whenever I go back and I watch like old movies from the 80s and 90s, the main thing that jumps out to me is people really used to smoke cigarettes like everywhere during any occasion for any reason at restaurants in the morning when they would wake up like people would just spark up cigarette like you could be at an office job your boss might just start like cigarettes really used to be a major part of pop culture and I don't really I don't know I feel like I don't even see that many older people smoking cigarettes like that anymore.
Yeah. Everybody vape.
Yo, and see the vaping thing is crazy because like I feel like when we was teenagers, like that was when the vapes was like first coming out. It didn't really affect us like that. Like I didn't really see kids at our high school, but like once I got to be like 19, 20, 21, that's when I feel like you first started to really see vapes. But it was the regular vapes though. Like it wasn't this stuff now where it's like you can play video games on the vape, you can listen to music, you can open up the internet on the vape. Like this stuff now is crazy.
Nah, for real, bro. Yeah, a lot of people they're transitioning to those vapes because they think it's healthier, but it's not.
It's
You know?
not. It's
Yeah,
really not.
just like with the hookah, it's like it's a more concentrated like use of like tobacco or whatever nicotine. And a lot of people they like to use that stuff because it's smoother, and it's flavored, so it doesn't give that same feeling of smoking a cigarette. But yeah, these vapes and stuff, they are slowly, hurting people. And these man, it's sad, bro, because it's like these kids are like crazy addicted to their vapes. Like people who vape, they gotta. It's just like it's so bad where could they just at random times it's like I gotta hit it. If they lose it, their whole energy is just off. Like I saw this one meme, bro, that said, um, it's okay. No, it's all good. It's just you just surprised me the way you start flipping over the couch looking for your vape. You know, but that's how it is. That's how it really is, bro. Because if people lose a vape or they ain't got a vape, they asking around like, "Yo, you got a vape? Yeah, I need to hit it real quick." Like I used to be at work and you can't vape inside the restaurant, but so people will just go duck off and you'll see them do it like the most random times trying to sneak it and stuff, and it'd be like, bro, it is not that deep.
That's how I be feeling about coffee, bro. Like
Facts.
you be seeing people like, I haven't had my coffee, and I'm like, so, like, so you gotta have coffee to be a decent human being, like, like you mad rude right now, and your excuse is I haven't had my coffee. Like, you don't get your crack in front of me, bro.
Bro, facts.
But yeah, addiction's a weird thing. I feel like the last 3-4 episodes we've touched on addiction at some point, and it is just a weird thing, bro. It's strange how it really affects uh the like alters the brain chemistry and everything like that. And I don't know, I think it always kind of starts with like, oh, it's not that bad, it's not that bad, and before you know it, like it gets that bad, and then by the time you realize it's a problem, like you're in too deep. But you can always reverse course, and you can always quit. Always quit cold turkey or however you need to quit. So just remember that. But was it this might have been Ruby's first video? That's another thing I want to ask Rory. Like, was that her first video? Or I asked Ruby like if I could get Ruby. That'd be nice. I don't know. Like Ruby, I don't know if she does because she don't do many interviews anymore, just period. Like her last interviews were like Joe Budden, uh, and then Logan Paul's podcast. Like I haven't seen her do an interview since like a long time, so I don't even think she does interviews anymore.
Putting a cigarette up to her mouth is crazy.
Yeah. They're
Is
really
that a joint or a cigarette?
it's a cigarette. The name of the song was Cigarette Song.
Yeah.
The name of the song is Cigarette. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah, this was like Rory's first big hit. Or like
No, that's
his breakout single.
it's crazy. This is like 2015. Cigarettes wasn't even popping like that by this point.
Yeah, it was. They were out of style. Like Rory was on some just some folk different stuff. It was 2014. It's just on some different stuff, which is like kind of like the whole point of Rory is like just different stuff from the usual and things of that nature. Shouts out to Rory. That is my dog for sure. He doesn't get the credit for like being the first to do a lot of this stuff, including like having Ruby Rose in the music video. He's the first to do that. First to wear the sun hat. First to, a lot of stuff. Get the credit for. But
No,
yeah.
Definitely. I feel like he
Oh,
had
go
a
ahead, Delani.
pulse. It never went to the level that I feel like it was gonna go to, but I definitely, just from an artistic standpoint, I definitely respect him as far as what he's done. I didn't mean to say that like I was slighting him when I said it didn't go to, like, I meant like as far as what think his talent is, it
No,
didn't.
I didn't
Yeah,
take it as a slight. I didn't take it as a
yeah.
slight. Um, I think he'd be the first to agree with you. Like his career should have went further. What happened was a large part of what happened. He was signed to LVRN. He was not only signed to LVRN, he started LVRN alongside what's his name? Julian Julius. I forgot his name. He be on the JBP. What was his name, Mo?
uh,
Uh
you talking about Justice?
Justice. Shout out Justice. Shout out Justice. Him and Justice started LVRN. And in starting it, Rory became the first artist on LVRN. LVRN starts going up, Justice starts going up in the music game and everything like that. And Justice is kind of pushing Rory to become Travis Scott, make Travis Scott music, become Travis Scott to become more marketable, everything like that on the mainstream. Because a lot of the music that Rory was making is, the guitar music and kind of like more introspective rap as opposed to just turn up, turn up, turn up, what was popping at the time. Rory said no. And I guess they kind of like had arguments about it, and he ends up leaving the label. And now he says like Justice owes him money. Um, this was a few years ago. He told me this. However, at the same time, Justice and LVRN continues to go up. They signed Black, they broke out Black and everything like that. But then they hit again with Summer Walker, and now LVRN is just like the kind of like independent R&B label for real, for real. Like they got Division now. Division left OVO and they went to LVRN. And that's just the go-to label for independent R&B artists and stuff like that. So uh, that's what happened with Rory. He kind of just got like shut out by leaving the most powerful, one of the more powerful music labels right now.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, and I think definitely, him wanting to go like his own direction. I think that he it sucks, but sometimes you got to conform if you want to go to those different heights. But when you realize that's not really the direction you want to go in, you're gonna kind of, you know, you're gonna kind of get left behind. So, hate definitely hate that for him. But yeah, super talented.
Keep
Love for him to make some. See, does he still make music?
Yeah, he released like 3 albums last year. It was a rap album, uh, a meditation album, and then like a folk album. Yeah, he released like 3 albums last year and things of that sort. So Rory's working. He released a couple songs this year. He did a song in the forest. What you just said, it reminded me of this tweet earlier in the week of everybody in Atlanta is so fake. He said, "Stop all that dang crying and be fake too, or pack your bags and move your real self back to the city you came from." I think this is the worst possible advice I've ever seen on the internet. Like these literally might be the worst. One, two, yeah, the worst 2 sentences I've ever seen put together on the internet. Because if you be fake to move up and everything like that, you're just gonna be unhappy. Like how many of these folks we know get to the top and they say they're unhappy. They might not admit it now, but they'll admit it once they fall off, quote unquote, or whatever. And they do the interview after and they're like, I just wasn't happy. Like I had all the attention in the world, all the money, I hit all the women, but I just wasn't happy inside. How many times we hear that almost every single time? Uh I just think this is terrible advice to tell people to be fake to make it.
I mean, but at the same time, he's not really lying. It's like you're gonna have to it's a lot of people who do talk about how they kept it real, and that's what blackballed them in their career. You know, like I've heard that numerous times where people are like, man, like it just I gave my real opinions on these things. Like I treated everybody as if they should have kept like a certain energy and they didn't. You know, I wasn't finna smile in people's faces, this that, and the other. And then, you know, and because of that, they're like their career never got to a certain point. But so it's just all about where do you want to be within this, you know? Because it's I don't know many people unless you have a strong like group around you, and I guess like the only kind of I guess maybe TDE, but I don't really know none of those people, you know. So I can't say any of those people are like everybody's super real, but like you have a good infrastructure around you where you don't need outside influences, so you can stay with your real people, and you can stay how you normally are. But if you need like those outside, you know, people to kind of help you move up, then it you're gonna have to be a little fake at times, you know.
I
It,
say La Russell.
yeah, LaRussell's a good where he had, but that's why I say like he built his own infrastructure. You know, it's like everything he does is stuff that he put together, and like you know him doing like his backyard shows and all that is him with his team. You know, it's like he's an independent artist and he's known like I guess let's keep it a buck like his music ain't super known, but he's known for like always being on somebody's podcast or somebody's, you know, some type of platform giving out some type of like financial advice, you know, just advice on just being like real and being good and this, that, and the other. So that's where he's more, I think he's more known as a social media, like in a sense influencer, you know. Like I think he kind of more of an influencer known as that than a rapper, but then he has his strong core rap base where those people do love him and come to his concerts and stuff. Like I heard him recently talk about it on the Crash Dummy podcast, and he was talking about how like the people who come to his like backyard shows and everything, it's you know such a you know community, like they really like family and all that stuff. Like, you know, people come and they meet and they end up becoming like good friends afterwards at his shows. And they even asked him, like, you know, how do you feel about going on tour with, you know, some other artists? And like, I think they said he may have went on tour with like Chance at one point or something like that. Like, but they asked him about going on tour with, because he'll have artists come to a backyard shows. But he was like, you know, actually doing the tour and having these different artists on it. He was like, I don't really want to do that, you know, because I feel it's a different energy for a lot of these artists, you know. It's like I don't want the energy of people who are not here to see me.
Mo, remember when we had, and I know you remember, but I'm asking for the sake of the pod. Remember when we talked to we went to the Super Duper Cow show in like 2016, and we talked to Brick in the in the line, in the meet and greet line, and we
Yeah,
were like, yo, like how do you you know, kind of do a tour, because he said he looked at the poster, he looked at the promotional poster, and he's like, yo, this is my first time seeing this like physically, and you know, I created all this myself, you know, we did all this ourselves. And I said, like how do you kind of create a tour then, like how do you do that? He said, bro, you just do it, like everybody always like, how you do something, bro, you just got to do it, bro. He's like, we appreciate the motivational like speech, but like we wanted to know the tactical steps. I feel like La Russell has given, like you said, as an influencer and things of that sort on this podcast, giving game of just saying like, yo, it cost me so and so to book this venue. I booked it through this website. Like he breaks it down to you of actually how to do it, as opposed to, man, I just wanted to do it, so I did it. Like that was so annoying to me, bro.
I just didn't stop.
Bro, man, what?
Bro, I remember. Do you remember when we asked Big Tigger And what was that one again? And we asked him something. I can't remember what it was. It was just like some type of advice, bro. And I remember he was just like, "Yeah, you know, you just gotta keep going." And I was just like, I remember
Bruh.
I think Chris was there with us too. We was all like, "That's it, bro." Like he's like, "Yeah, that's pretty much it."
The season they put Tig in the 6-man section, I asked that man at least one question every game. And like that's why I called him Uncle Tig and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And Tig used to be cool with me, everything, but the energy shifted because one time on the pod, the pod with me and Malik, the Birds and the Buckets, the Hawks podcast, one of the episodes, I named it "This All Big Tigger's Fault," and I made Big Tigger like the cover photo of the thumbnail, bro. And we not even talking bad about Big Tigger. We just made a joke, like, dang, what happened to the Hawks, man? I don't know. I think it all started when they got rid of Ryan Cameron, bro, and they made Big Tigger the PA announcer, bro. And shouts out to Tig, everything. That's my dog. That's Uncle Tig. He gave me some great advice, but man, something got it going on with the Hawks. So we made that the headline or whatever, just like on some clickbait, like funny type of stuff. But I won't disrespecting him.
right.
Ever since then, every time I seen him, like the energy just be a little like, oh, okay, what's up? Like as opposed to, what's up, boy? It used to be, what's up, boy? But now it's just like, oh, okay.
See, you sacrifice your relationship with Big Tigger for the likes and retweets.
It wasn't even worth it, bro. It was probably about 200 views, bro. Well, no, it might have been about 500 views, but still, like, it's still, that's Big Tig. That's Rap City, But like,
say you could have been in the basement.
yeah, man. I had the I had my little media crush. I'll say it like that. I had my little media crush, and I used to be around him often and stuff at events. And so, like, when he would see me at the events, I guess he would kind of peep the energy. And then, so what folks try to do? Follow folks on social media, slide in the DM, everything like that. Folks stayed solid, you know what I'm saying? Like, they wasn't going, but you know what I mean? Like, in 2020 hindsight, I'm thinking, like, did he do that on purpose to try to, like, you know what I mean?
Wait, are you saying Big Tigger tried to DM your media crush?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Wait, so you think he knew that was this like your girl or something like that at the time?
No, this is just someone like if you have a crush on someone, right? The crush might not be able to see it, or they might see it or whatever, and it just is what it is because women kind of deal with that all the time, dealing with men. But like you can spot the energy, especially as as an outside man.
Oh, you can spot that somebody else is a crush. So you think he knew
You
that
can spot that someone's feeling someone.
Yeah. So you
So
think
like like if you kind of like in their vicinity and you kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, he interested in her, whatever. I think that is one theory I have.
yo, you live an interesting life, man. So there's a possibility Big Tigger schemed on your.
But it's Uncle Tig. It was Uncle Tig for sure. Like I said it in the song. Like I put it in my tape. Like shout out Uncle Tig, everything like that. Because I mean, like, bro, I literally for a season when he was in the 6-man section, they put, for some reason the Hawks just thought it was a good idea to put a DJ booth in the middle of the six-man section. So like Big T was up there with us every game. So every game I asked him a question. Like, how do you deal with fame? How does it feel to be famous? What did you learn from the most famous person like what was the biggest piece of advice you get? I asked him one question every single game, 41 home games. And from there, like I just kind of like looked up to him as like a aunt for real. Like I call him Unc Tig. And everything was good until I made the joke on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is.
That's a real life lesson right there.
Yeah, I mean, but it happens.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's like, to be honest, bro, if you the OG in a situation, right, and you feel away, you just gonna bring it up to me, right? Because you like, I rock with you. You know what I'm saying? I helped you throughout all this time. But what was this? You just gonna bring it up. We're gonna have the uncomfortable conversation and we keep it pushing. Am I right or am I right?
You right.
I mean, is he supposed to press you about a YouTube thumbnail though?
Yeah.
You ain't gotta press me about it. Like you ain't gotta. What was that on YouTube? You was talking. You ain't gotta do that. But it's like if you felt a way about it, instead of being passive aggressive and giving me a less enthusiastic K when you see me, you know what I'm saying, crossing paths at an event or at a game or something like that. Instead of doing like a less enthusiastic K, just be like, yo, what was all of that about? Like, that whole like this big Tigger fault on the Hawks video. Like, what was that about? Like, we could go about it that way. It don't have to be you know what I'm saying? Now the energy different every time I see you. And by the way, Tig, if you see this and you like, oh, this man totally making up stuff. If I am, then shoot. There it go once again. This could have been solved. This could have been the thing if you just would have communicated with me instead of like me peeping. Because what I peep, and this is not through one interaction. This is through multiple interactions throughout the course of multiple following months after said video came out versus years. Jelani, you've been in the 6-man section where Big Tigger was up there. So you see me years of interacting with Big Tigger. So this ain't oh, I barely know this guy and he's coming up with this. I ain't talking out my behind. This is speaking from years of knowing Big Tigger and how he's interacted with me before when I said, hey, versus how he reacted after this specific video went out on YouTube. So yeah.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think you're making this up at all. I just think like you wearing the hood makes it sounds crazy. Like for some reason, like you you wear the hood for some reason gives it like Mr. Crocker Fairly Odd Parent vibes. I don't know why that is.
I feel like it's a lot of stuff I be saying of like telling stories and stuff, and it don't be sounding like real. It's like Soldier Boy.
No, I'm gonna tell you when I knew that you. This is like last year. This is when I knew that you were like a real. And I say this as a compliment. Like when I say Forrest Gump, I don't mean from an intelligence standpoint. I mean from like Forrest Gump would just have all this random stuff happen to him. When we was hanging out last year, and you was like, this was the day of the Georgia State. I think it was Georgia. It was Georgia Tech.
Georgia State.
Yeah.
Georgia.
It was the day of that game, and it was me, my homegirl, and Rashawn. We were at it's like a local taco place or whatever. And he was like, "Yeah, I don't have tickets to the game, but I'm gonna just go and try to get in." And in my head, I was like, no, that's not a good idea. Like, why are you? But I was like, yeah, go ahead, like, do your thing, bro. So he dapped me up. And he's like, all right, cool. And he left. I figured he's not gonna get in or whatever. He texted me like an hour later, like, yeah, bro, I got in the game. We got good. I'm like, bro, how? This one I was like, okay, Rashad, he lives a charmed life, man. Because I still to this day don't know how you got in that game without a ticket.
Hey man, you just figure out ways, bro. But no. For real, on that one, it was just someone, you just go to stuff, bro. To be honest, I'm gonna give you the sauce. Just go to something, cause like the way I even had like the last girl that I really really liked, and we was locked in or whatever. We met at the Tyler Creator pop up in Atlanta. I did not have a ticket to the Tyler Creator pop up. I just showed up. I drove down there. I think I was off that day. I just drove down to the Eastern, whatever, on the east side and stuff like that, parked on the street. I walked out. Another girl, she was like, coming out of her trunk, putting up her stuff up and walking to the venue. I started talking to her. And then we walk into the line. I said, you got a ticket? She said, yeah. She was like, you got one? I said, nope. I was like, but I'm going to get in, though. And she was like, oh, good luck getting in. I was like, I'm going to get in, bro. So what I did, I got in line. Every person that walked by, you got a ticket, you got a ticket, you got a ticket. A couple of people had tickets. And then I just went to the buyer. $50. Okay, $50. I got me a ticket in line. And so
I thought you were about to say you you got to security and security was like, oh, Rashad.
No. That did happen to me though once. Like when my mom was in the car and my mom saw that boy, she thought I was like Andre Dickens or something, bro. Like, we was at a show in State Farm. I took my mom to the show with me, and like I think I couldn't find like my parking pass or something like that, or I didn't get a parking pass. So the dude, he like stopped me at the thing. He's like, where your parking pass? I'm like, I'm looking for it, this and that or whatever. I can't. He's like, well, you got to get your parking pass for me to let you through. And then another dude saw him, and the dude, he went to Marietta and stuff. So I always say what's up to him when I go in. And he came over and he was like, "Bro, you don't know who this is? Bro, he here all the time. Bro, let him through." He said, "Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir." And then, so I went through and my mom was like, "You important." So it happened that time. But now, other than that, bro, you just go to the venue, bro, and then someone got a ticket.
Right.
So,
Bro, you remember when we went to the Mike Will Made It pop up?
yeah, this really happened. Like, my way of thinking with this really kind of stems from like Maurice, bro, in high school. That's really how I got all of this like spontaneity and just like I'm gonna do whatever I want to do.
That's a fact. Cause if you just put yourself in position, bro, a lot of things gonna happen more likely than not.
Facts.
Bro, like Jelani, we went to Mike Will pop up. This was back when like Ray Shrimmer, I think it was they had just released their first album or they're about to.
They were on tour at this time with Nicki Minaj and Meek Mill.
Yeah, so like we were in line for
2015.
Yeah, so we in line to get into the Michael Made It pop up, and it was like a dummy long line. And so we trying to get in, and you didn't need tickets, but they were kind of being selective about who they're letting in. And then we just so happened the studio we used to go to, the owner of it, he was their tour manager for Ray Shrimmer. So just so happened he had walked out. And then we saw him, we was just like, "Yo, like Andre." And then he was just like, he was like, "Oh, what's up, y'all?" We was like, "Yo, like, what's good, bro?" He was like, "Yo, y'all trying to come in?" We was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Hey, let them through." And yeah, they ended up just like it was like me, Rashad, Chris. I don't know.
Everybody for real. Was Mike there?
I don't know. I feel like it wasn't like, I feel like it was like 4 of us.
Yeah. I mean, because we came in one car, so
yeah. But yeah, we got in there, and yeah, that was the first time. I know for me personally, that was the first time like we were really around like celebrities and stuff, bro. Cause I remember we walked in there, bro. We saw like Ray Shrimmer and Sierra the Kid and all of them. It was just like we like 19 at the time, bro. I was like, bro, we in here, like.
No, what's her name was there, bro? Remember? So, dude that hit them folks, Michi, he was there, but he was dating Marcus' old girlfriend, who like Marcus got back with eventually. What was her name?
Christy.
South Cobb? Christy. Christy was there, and like I was like just turned, bro. I had on a bucket hat, just the bucket hat season and everything like that, schoolboy Q, and so. I'm in there with my bucket hat, but I'm hitting them folks like mad hard, and then like they playing like all Mike Will Made It songs. So Paradise is on, and then like you know how Big Sean say, "I always want to f that chick. Thank you, God, I f that chick." So I'm dancing to all the lyrics. So Christy is like behind me, and I'm like, I always want to. And I like had my eyes like kind of closed when I did it. And I opened my eyes. Dan said, "What's up?"
Yo, what's good, bro?
And
big homie Dan in the building.
Shout out to Dan.
Dan is in the building. But like when I opened my eyes, like Chrissy was like no longer in front of me, and I was like, "Dang!" Like that was like a moment of like scaring on a famous level and stuff like that.
Oh, you think that's why she left?
Oh yeah, for sure. I was doing the most. I was doing the most with my dance moves. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
No, so you know what? I respect, because sometimes you got to be honest with yourself and be like, "Yo, I definitely scared I've done it myself. I've definitely scared a lady or two in my lifetime, and I had to be honest and be like, yeah, that was on me."
That's how you grow. You know what I'm saying? That's how you grow.
That's a fact.
That's a fact, bro.
But that was definitely not the first time we were around like famous people though, because we were there. Remember, you might be getting this mixed up. Remember the time we went to Lil 5?
Okay, and then what we did?
It was one of them little show like the Wish store or something like that in Lil 5.
Oh yeah,
7 Under. This was right when No Flake Zone came out. Like
Right.
No Flake, like we just found out about No Flake Zone. And then right when we found out about it, they having a pop up at Wish.
Right.
Yeah. That I think that was the first time we was around like famous people like together and stuff like that.
Nah,
Because was that before or was Mike Will Made It pop up? Was that before or after Turtletopia, Larry Lee show? Because Larry Lee show had some famous people there.
that is a fact. That is a fact. I think that was after.
Mo, man, I just thought about so many times we've been around famous people like as kids, like the Hawks game, Trinidad James, all go, everything just broke. Trinidad James, we walking back to the car. This joker Trinidad James right next to us.
Right. Nah,
I met Roddy White and Mike Bibby at a Hawks game my freshman year of high school. I saw Kobe play that day too for the first time, for the only time. It's crazy. Yeah, no, that was dope. Just because one of my high school classmates, his dad worked for the Hawks back then. But yeah, no, that was dope. Yo, pull up the. I'm sorry, I was trying not to laugh at the tweet. Like, pull up the tweet from Dub that I just sent in the DM. Yo, the internet is hilarious, bro.
I'm pulling it up. Is it the because if it's what I think it is, I think bro he did it himself. Yeah. I think he did this himself, bro.
Yo,
This
that
man Dub,
quiet, bro.
I think it was the highlights are going viral.
He said what I got to do with this.
Somebody put this bad picture next to a list of.
But if you don't know, Dub has been burnt before. That's the thing about it.
My bad.
And he talks about like, yeah, I've been burnt before. He said he one of them people that's like, if you ain't never been burnt, like you ain't really living. Like he one of them people.
The worst mindset in the world, bro.
I'm not really living there.
It's crazy. He said you wasn't really outside if you never been burnt at least once.
R.I.P. Kobe, man.
No, that's a fact. That's still, bro, not to get sidetracked, that's still like insane to me that that's like a real thing that happened.
It's probably like the most unrealistic thing that's ever happened to like a celebrity in our lifetimes. Because Michael Jackson, at least he was 50. You know, like it was kind of crazy he passed, but at least he was 50. Kobe being 40 is, and like LeBron passing him on an all-time scoring list.
That's
in
the
his
crazy
hometown,
part about it. Yeah.
like 12 hours before.
I literally, because Kobe passed him, because LeBron passed him, I watched the day Kobe died that morning. I watched the 60-point game, like not the whole thing, but like the highlights on YouTube, because he passed him the night before, so like his name was like in the headlines or whatever. And then like maybe like a few hours later, my brother woke me up from a nap. It's like, what the? That was crazy. But yeah, not to. This is an awkward time to bring that up with this picture in the background.
R.P. Kobe, you know, Dub is the face. Dub about to become the face, like how the man became the face of unemployment.
Yo.
But
I wonder if
I definitely think this is a manufactured method of Dub going viral, because tweets like these go viral all the time, of like a random thing with a picture on it, and then like, you ever seen the ones that they be having like a quote and it's like Chris Tucker's face from Friday, and then someone will quote tweet it and be like, Chris Tucker never said this, and it'll go stupid viral.
Yeah.
So I think Dub used that method, because you see the page is called Dub's Update. Like, see, I be knowing, like, and knowing it kind of ruins things, but like it's just the reality of what's going on for real. Bro really did that. Had created this put this on another page, and then responded this so he can go viral to promote himself and get his name out there and stuff like that. But so, you know what I mean?
I hope not. I'm gonna give people the benefit of the doubt. I hope that is not that bad. But then again, it's like, who is running?
Dub's up. Oh no, I ain't dissing Dub.
No, I'm not dissing him either. But I'm saying, but like, who is running? Like, we got to start doing some. When you see some of these fan accounts for some of these artists, like it'll be like Lil Mama updates daily or something. Like that. He's like, yo, who's running this account right here?
He beefing with T Grizzly right now.
Why?
I don't know. Someone said something.
That's the biggest rap beef of the year.
I'm like, what is going on, bro? Hold on, let me see. T Grizzly Crew versus Capaholic and Paintball 8.
Oh, so, yeah, I hope it's not. I don't think it's real beef.
He said Dub was talking crazy. Y'all boys better stay on point. Don't let that MFer get the low. That's what T Grizzly said in DDG chat.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
then
hopefully,
DDG said
hopefully.
this to T Grizzly. You not like that, clown. Stop acting. When I see you, I'm on that. Very random beef. Like,
Yeah, they trolling.
I don't know though. I feel like T Grizzly wouldn't be trolling about like beef. Yeah.
I think he would because he be streaming and stuff, bro.
Yeah, but he ain't ever trolled about some beef. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything he trolled about, it'd be like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but you know them both being from like Michigan, like I feel like they got a. Yeah, I feel like it's. I don't think it's that deep. Cause I feel like T Grizzly the type like if he really on that, I feel like him being on that would be a little bit different. Like he's one of those I'm finna move in silent and I'm finna just catch you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
for sure. I agree.
but yeah, but nah, he that is crazy though. Y'all want to ask y'all, how would y'all feel if you were dating a girl and your mom didn't like the girl?
Probably, even if I did like her enough, it just after a certain point, it would just become like too much of an issue. Like we would probably start arguing about the fact that my mom doesn't like her. So it's like even if I was in the type of time where it's like, all right, I like her anyway. It's just it would become a point of contention after a certain point. I don't, and I'm not about to cut off my mom. Like, but at the same time, no, I don't know. I can't even imagine. I can't imagine even be. I thank God I don't have to be in a situation because I can't even imagine my mom. Like I haven't been there yet. But yeah, that's awkward, bro. That's definitely an awkward situation to be in.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna say it like this, bro. I think a red flag is a woman who says it's a red flag if he love his mama.
Okay, I feel you on that. Yeah, like if she feel like you are too much of a mama's boy, I can definitely agree with that. You know, because I mean, well, it depends on if you put your mom above your relationship all the time, then that's one thing. But I think if it's just like you have a good relationship with your mom and she's just like, why you always, like you always want to go over there. Like you always doing this for your mom. Like, it's like, yo, just because your daddy left you at 3, I'm sorry.
Hey yo. I just feel like there's a lot of rules from the internet era, and like I was watching Pop the Balloon today, and that always like makes you like lose hope in humanity and stuff. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like when they're like, "Oh, mama's boy, that's a red flag if he love his mama too much," and it's like, I don't know, man, because that stuff, that type of rhetoric, whether you believe it or not, if you take it in enough, like it affects like your actual thinking. Because I remember like in college, the whole free food thing became a meme, right? And then like I was so paranoid, like when girls coming up with like date ideas and stuff like that, and talking to women about the next time I'm seeing them, of like just always going out to eat food because I didn't want to be saved as free food from the little Twitter memes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I was going overly out the way. Like, you want to just walk at the park? You want to go to the museum? You want to get some ice? I was just saying anything, instead of just like, no, I just want to go to Olive Garden. I just want to go to Red Lobster or Old Charlie's. So I don't know, man. I just think we should be careful. Like especially younger impressionable men, they should be careful when like kind of listening to or taking in the social media little things and stuff like that.
No, facts. But so if you were dating a girl and your mom didn't like the girl, what would you do inside?
If she ain't like her after a while, I mean, it's probably going to probably end up ending. You know what I'm saying? because it's like you could try to keep it going after a while, but if your mom doesn't like her and she can never bring herself to liking her, it's just an awkward dynamic there. And you know what I'm saying? Like what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna marry her and now my mom don't like my wife. My mom don't like her daughter-in-law. You know, that's just more awkward. And then you already gonna be dealing with stuff naturally, just living with the person and being married to them, right? So it's like you dealing with that, y'all own personal strengths. You go to your mama house to eat for Thanksgiving or something like that, the holidays. Okay, what's she gonna do? Oh, I'm not coming over there because your mama don't like me, or she gonna go over there and then it's gonna be awkward. Like we ain't about to do this every single year.
Right. Nah, you. Oh, what you finna say, Johnny?
I was gonna say, yeah, after a certain point, it's just not worth it unless um I was reading Dan's comment right here. Unless she's just like, if it's like a Jalen Green Drea situation where it's just like she's so bad, I don't care. Like I'm getting her face tatted on my back. I'm with it.
No, I feel it. I mean, you know, I asked some of my homeboys this, and they were like, I mean, I don't really care. That it is what it is. And for me, just me knowing my mom, one, you just have to be such like it's like that Justin Bieber song, like "Love Yourself." But like my mama don't like you, and she likes everyone. Like like my mom isn't finna just dislike, especially if it's a girl that I like introduce her to, like, yo, she makes me so happy, this, that, and the other. My mom isn't finna just be like, oh nah, like it ain't gonna be nothing petty. And I feel like there are a lot of relationships where, girls women do have like, or guys have those petty moms where, they just gonna dislike girls for you're never good enough for my son type stuff. If your mom is like that, then that's a different thing where you just gotta you gonna probably overlook some of that stuff. But I'm like, my mom isn't like that. She's not gonna be feeling like, oh, nobody's too good for my son. She gonna, if you make me happy, she gonna love that. So it's just, I don't know. I will really talk to my mom, like as he said, you know, uh, like just like Dan said, with like I would definitely ask her, like, yo, like, what don't you like? What are you seeing that I'm not seeing? Because she will only dislike her if she feels like she is not good for me, or she's seeing red flags that I am overlooking. So, but yeah, but there's a lot of relationships where you hear people talk about that, where it's just like people be like, I hate my mother-in-law. Like like people talk about like my mother-in-law, we don't get along. Oh, she's coming over. I'm like, bro, I couldn't imagine having that type of relationship.
All the dudes that be hating their wives, they be like, "Oh, my wife. Oh, gotta go home to my wife again." I'd be like, "Bro, like, what was even the point?" like,
That
But
be
like
them, that be them
but you
dudes
know
that
what
end up killing the whole family.
right. But the problem is, bro, I feel like I was just talking to one of my homeboys about this uh like a week or so ago. And I was like, bro, he was talking about he feels we was talking about something. He was like, yeah, and I'm thinking my marriage soon. And I was like, you think my marriage? Like the girl he's been dating, they've only been together for maybe like for real about like 8 months. And then, it's like little stuff that we've had conversations about that I'm like, bro, you were just subsiding. You were just kind of going with the flow of the relationship because you don't want to be alone. And literally, I remember we went to this function, and it was just like we were there, and the hit girl did something that neither one of us really liked. It was nothing crazy, but it was just kind of like she irritated both of us with it. And then we were like trying to go to like the other side of the function to go have fun, and she didn't want to go. She wanted to stay on the side that wasn't really that fun. And he'll just like, yeah, I just gotta do what I gotta do. It sucks, but I'd rather be with someone than be without. And I'm like, him telling me that, and then now you talking about like, yeah, I'm thinking about marriage. I'm like, bro, you're just talking about how you'd rather be with someone than be without, and now you talking about you. with this person, it's like I'm like, bro, and then I told him straight up, I was like, dog, you're not ready for marriage. Like I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna support you in whatever you do, but you're not ready for marriage. And I told him straight, I was like, bro, you set this unnecessary expectation for yourself, and you're afraid of being alone. And then he was like, well, I am about to. He was like, well, I am 31, and it's like, and like this ain't the
That's
50s,
the
bro.
that's the problem. That's the
Yeah,
problem. I'm 31, but I'm 31. See, I'm not even gonna do. I'm not even gonna do that. I'm not even gonna. Go ahead, Jelani. Go ahead, Mo.
nah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, just because you're 31, bro, doesn't mean you have to be married. Doesn't mean you have to do this. You have to do that. It's all about everything's on your own timing. And this ain't the 50s where people get married at 15. You feel me? So like they'll get married at 15 because like people dying at 40. You feel me? Like let's keep it a buck. You catch you catch the cold, you out of here.
Yo, Rashad is going crazy with it. he's like he's doing like he's on his Fun Master Flex shit right now.
Right.
No, we got to ask some more. Just so I like the energy. We just got to ask some more ones just so he can diversify it up a little bit the next time.
No,
That's a
yeah,
fact,
bro.
Cheesy. It's a fact. But no, Dan said I think that marriage is like the biggest commitment in a relationship because both sides have to be in an agreement. Yeah, that's the thing about that is that's something that I'm realizing like as I got older is like the idea of what I thought marriage was versus what it really is very different. As far as like being successful, like I used to think it had to be like what it is on like the TV shows and the movies where everything is split evenly and something like that. But like now what I'm realizing is that it really does have to be like okay if you let's say that you're a woman and you know that your man like he steps out every now and then but you turn a blind eye like if you're gonna get married you gotta actually be cool with that like you gotta accept that like my husband he pays the bills he does what he does but he also steps out sometimes like and that sounds crazy but it's like if you can't realistically accept that you probably shouldn't be getting married to this person like I feel like there's a lot of people that they look at marriage like when they get married certain things that are wrong with the relationship are going to fix themselves and it's low-key like the exact opposite.
Exactly. No, and that's a very good point. I think there's too many people that think marriage is finna fix problems when
Yeah,
honestly, from what I've seen, it just adds more. Like so many people talk about how they were completely happy before they ever got married. Then they got married and everything intensifies, because it's such a different commitment. Uh it's a different level of commitment, you feel me? Because it's like it's one thing, like just how we with old girl a few weeks ago was talking about if I ain't got a ring on my finger, I'm single, you know? And that's how a lot of people think, even though it's like I may not be if you doing certain things, it's like I may not necessarily um uh but I may not necessarily, want to go out and cheat, but it's just like if I am not married to this person, it does take certain pressures off, where it's like if I'm out too late or X, Y, and Z, it's like we're not married, like calm down a little bit. But then when you married, anything she want to stress you about is all 9 out of 10 valid now. Like you can be out late with the boys. Like, what are you doing? You know, it's like, why aren't you doing X, Y, and Z? Why aren't you like any financial burdens that y'all come across? You may not feel like it's my responsibility because I'm not married to this girl. It is your responsibility now. You are. And so I think all that stuff people don't think about that, and as you said, like they think um they think that to get married or have a kid is you're going to erase any problems that happened that were there before, when it's just like, nah, you just putting a band-aid on stuff, bro. And that's where people end up in these relationships where they like, I'm not really happy. Like, bro, I was talking, okay, I'm sorry, last thing I'll say, I talked to another one of my homeboys who we talking about, bro, his girl be stressing him, bro, like it's crazy. She be, because he's been cheating on her like a bunch of times in the past, so she be like, and we be kicking it. We just like, we went to the mall, like we went to go get some food and went to the mall to go grab some stuff. He bought some stuff for her, and then he was like gonna take me back to the crib. She's like, oh, you taking him back to the crib? You said y'all was only going to be hanging out for a little bit, and now y'all done been kicking it. Now it's X, Y, and Z time, and and it wasn't like a crazy time. It was middle of the day. He's sending pictures to her of us together and everything, and she's still stressing him. Or when we was out recently, we went out the past weekend, and she was like, yeah, like you said you were going to leave at 12. And now it's like 1:30. And it's like, bruh, I don't know. And I could tell he's like, bruh, I hate going through all this, But it's at the same time, he's just like, I'm gonna stick in there. And I'm like, and I asked him at the end, and I was like, bro, are you happy? And he was just like, I mean, I think, it do be a lot of crap, but overall, yeah, I'm happy. And I was like, okay, if you say so, you feel me? But at the same time, it's like, don't keep yourself in something, because I've been there. I've been in a relationship where I wasn't really satisfied with the relationship, but I stayed in there because of especially like sometimes you feel like you don't want to give up because of the time, like me and my ex relationship, bro, like we was together for like 5 years. We probably should have broke up after like 2, like to keep it a buck. but it's like we stuck in there, and then it's just like after a point, it's like, do you want to give up all the time that you already spent? And and it's like, can things get reconciled? Blah blah blah. But now I'm like, bro, like if it ain't the vibe, it ain't the vibe, man. So I don't know. People be feeling that way.
No, I'm laughing at you. You asking your man, is he happy after he cheated on his girl? Like, yo, are you happy with the fact that she doesn't trust you after she cheated on you?
Yeah, and that's why I told him, I was like, that's another thing where in relationships, realistically, after you done cheated on your girl a bunch of times and now y'all trying to rebuild that relationship, and a lot of times it's up to the woman where like she got to get that therapy and that help to really be okay with the relationship, because it's you stressing him and you always worrying about where he's at, and you having this insecurity isn't going to ever help the relationship. It's only going to continue to, like, he's going to get more and more annoyed, where it's like now everything that he does you're going to be hesitant about, and it's just like he's going to get annoyed, because it's like, bro, I'm just out with my boy, like I'm sending you pictures of what we doing. It's 5 p.m. in the afternoon and you talking about I said I was going to leave at 4:30. Like, fam, like, that's not a healthy relationship. And sometimes, people feel like, well, I hurt them. They feel like they got to be the one to fix them, when it's like, nah, that's actually another man's job. Like, just to be real, like, for her to receive the healing that she needs, she probably need to leave you. Like, y'all probably need to separate, and that's probably up to somebody else at this point, because there'll never be that trust is never there again, So, and that's why I say I feel like a lot of guys don't think like that. They feel like I caused this mess up, so I should be the one to get them back right. I got to do whatever I can to make them trust in men again. And it's like, nah, my boy, you did what you did. Sometimes you just got to move on, and with the next one, just do better.
Dan said, if I got cheated on, I'll be crying. So, yeah, listen, when I got cheated on in high school, I think I said this before, I slid down the wall crying like I was in like a 90s R&B video, bro. Like, you would have thought I was in like an episode of Dawson's Creek, the way I was crying in that bathroom.
So yeah, you found out at school?
No. I found out. No. Oh no, I did find out at school. Yeah, no, I did actually. Yeah, but not from her though. That's exactly how I was. You know The little Dirk, man, I fell on too much. That's exactly how I dropped down.
Dark has provided us with some like legendary moments and stuff for sure.
Yo, Dirk is the most honest rapper out of anybody. Like not and it makes for some lines that are like crazy, but Dirk will talk about just having ED in one of his bars or like having like a porn addiction just casually. His music. I
I
appreciate
often think about 21 Savage saying what he said in No Heart.
you mentioned that last episode, and
Yeah,
I'm about to clip that up too. That was
yeah.
one of the clips I
That
was
is like he had to be 24, 25. He's like, I didn't even need a pill. And I was like, why is this so like just normalized? 21 Savage is like 24, 25 talking about gas station pills.
I did that one time. It didn't really. I don't know. It didn't really add like a bonus to the experience. To be honest with you, I didn't have time or relationship. I was just cool because I had to finish my schoolwork or whatnot. Like for me, I stayed. I wish I didn't have one in high school. Honestly, I feel like I would have been better off. I feel like my junior, specifically, it was really just my junior year. I feel like my junior year was like I was living way too grown for what I was at the time. There's no reason for me to be like in math class thinking about like repairing my relationship with my girl. It's kind of it's crazy to look back on.
I think the grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like, cause you'll be like, yeah, I mean, me as a single person in high school, it was like, dang, like I've never had like a serious girlfriend in high school type of thing or whatever. I mean, leading up to through junior year and stuff like that. I got me a girl senior year, but what I'm saying, like it was a thing for me, like where I never had a girlfriend in high school, this and that, whoop de whoop. And then on the other side, the people in relationships, they thinking like they stressing out about their relationships. So grass is always greener on the other side. High school was tough for me because I was a big kid growing up, but I had people around me to get me through those hard times.
Hey,
Hey,
that's beautiful that you had that support
That's
system
it,
right
bro.
there.
I
That's
felt
good.
like I had like for me, high school wasn't bad because I was like in that in between. 'Cause I didn't have no real relationships, but I did have like little sneaky links, you know. So it was just like I was still entertaining people and like having like being able to kind of have somewhat of the enjoyment of a relationship to an extent. Like we wasn't going on dates and stuff, but we like having somebody consistently text and I'm going over to their crib and we kicking it and stuff. But it was just like no real relationship. And so like yeah, so I don't know. It's interesting. Like I didn't really. It wasn't until like later that I got into my first real relationship. Um, but it's like I feel it's interesting, Jelani, where it's like certain things I kind of do wish I went through at a younger age. Because I remember when the first time like I'm going through issues with my girl, and I'm like you're at work, and I remember being like 20 something, and then it was just like you going through some stuff with your girl, and then it's just like you can't. It's hard to focus you know, just to be real, bro. You sit there just like, bro, like, your mind is all on that. You want to sit here and send these long texts back and forth and, this, that, and the other. But it's just like now, like over time, I got to a point where like I'll look at my phone and see some BS and be like, yeah, I'll respond to that later. Cause I'm like, I'm not even finna deal with that mentally right now. Cause I'm not in the mental space to deal with that. But it takes time to go through it and like mature and feel that. And I think, that's something that if I would have had more like serious relationships in high school, I probably would have went through some of that during that time. Where then as I got older, by the time I'm in my 20s, it's like, let me just leave this alone. Like, I'm gonna text you when I get a break. I'll text you or like when I get off. That really what became my go-to thing. I was like, bro, I'm not doing all this at work. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
especially, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, me and my ex, we used to live together, and then it'll be like, I'll get a text while I'm at work, and it'll just be about some BS. And then it's just like, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna see you when I get home. You know, it's
Yeah, that's
like, are
real.
you serious right now?
No,
But
that's super real. Because it's like, yeah, why? Like, we don't even have to. It's like if you live with a person, I imagine it's like at a certain point, it's like, bro, what do we like? That low key defeats the purpose of us living together if we're just talking to each other all day through our phones. Like, I think there's something cool about seeing your partner at the end of the day and having something to talk about, like not necessarily knowing every detail of the day up to that point. Like, yo, what did you do today?
right, nah,
What
facts.
I texted you about.
Yeah, exactly. You know what they did because
I
we were
went to
just texting.
walk-ons with Jim. We had lunch, and then we walked back. And then the manager was tripping about this and that, and but she been tripping like the last couple weeks, and yeah, so
Hey, you made a valid point though when you were saying like people, because I've noticed that too, where it'll be like people will be together for like 5 years and they'll be happy in a relationship and they'll be great, and then they get engaged and then they get married and they get divorced after like 1 2 years. But that 5 years when they was together, it was all good. There was no issues. Like it was smooth. But something it's like for some reason that marriage is like you know what I think it is? It's like winning a championship and then you have like the hangover effect from it. It's because it's like that marriage is that's what it's like winning a championship. Like it's a whole ceremony. Y'all go on vacation. You know what I'm saying? But then when you got to come back to real life, it's like when you got to come back to training camp after winning that championship. Like it's hard to have that work ethic. It's hard to keep the marriage together when it's like, bro, we already got married. Like what is we staying together for? We arguing. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's even like that on a lesser extent to get in a relationship with a girl that you pursued, someone you wanted, a crush. You went out, you pursued them. You went on dates. Chemistry starts building up. Then they admit they like you, and then they like you as much as you like them, and then y'all start dating, like y'all get locked in. I think it's tough then to like, cause you might have done something uncool in front of them, and they just didn't care because they like you so much, and you're
Hmm.
like, oh man, I can do no wrong. I think it's tough then to like not get complacent.
That's a tough thing because yeah, women are fascinating. Like women will just wake up one day and not like you no more. It's just you're not getting them back. It's just it is what it is. Like I've had that happen before. So yeah, no, it's definitely like you said, like you said, you did something not cool in front of her. They didn't say anything. Like your ass crack might have been showing when you got out the car. She didn't care. Like I feel
You
like
you
that's
tripped,
a
you tripped while you guys were walking down like a hill, and then you're like, oh, my,
that's
my
real love right there. She doesn't say anything about
like
that.
like like you say you ain't see that, and then they just like laugh or whatever, and then like
Yeah,
pull yourself closer to them, and they walk with you like this, like they got their arms around your waist as they walk in or whatever and stuff like that, and like they just become more attached after you do something goofy in public and embarrass yourself, and you're
yeah,
like,
that's
oh man, she's never gonna leave me. Boy, do I have a message for you, all my youngins out there watching this that believe, oh, she's never gonna leave me. She will leave you. She's gonna.
no. We don't want to be that negative to the. We don't want to spread that to like they don't have a chance. They got a chance. It's just it's rough out here. It can be rough out here.
Nah, facts. But that's why they always give that advice. You got to continue dating your girl. You know, you got to keep the sparks, and you got to keep making it fresh. Because if you get complacent, where it's just like you feel like, oh, she's never gonna leave me, that's when she gets bored. 'Cause I think that's the thing. Like a guy can be bored in a relationship, but we talked about this like months ago. Just like why don't guys ever break up with a girl? It's usually like a girl has to do like the worst thing, like she has to cheat or really do some horrible, or be just a horrible person, or some where guys just find like, what, I'm done. And but a girl will get bored and be like, nah, I want to be entertained, and I know I can go find a guy. Yeah, it's the most important part. But facts. Um, but I think that's the thing. Is like a lot of guys will be bored in a relationship, but just keep it we're like, it's all good. This still my shorty. But then when that girl gets bored, oh man, you are in bad position, my boy.
A man can come home and eat. A man can come home from the gym and eat a peanut butter jelly sandwich every single day. And then this could be your routine. Go to work, go to the gym, come home to a peanut butter jelly sandwich, put on the game, and fall asleep. You could do
Right.
that every single day and be completely content with life.
Right.
That's the difference. That's the difference, man.
Facts. That's what I'm
If a woman
saying,
get
bro.
bored, you in trouble from Dan.
No, that's super true. If a woman gets bored, yeah, no.
That's another
Whenever
thing.
the telltale signs, like when y'all start arguing over nothing
Awesome.
all the time.
I don't know if I want to tap dance every single day for you. I'm sorry, but that's why I'm single.
Facts. But it's like about being spontaneous from time to time, because
I'm definitely that. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, because I think
Thank you for the reassurance, Mo. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and I think what it is like, guys, we get complacent because as you said, like we'll do something that we know that both of us like, and then we'll just like kind of be like, yo, let's do this thing again, because it's like it's something I know you like it, I enjoy it. Bam, now y'all doing it. Then it's just like, so look, we done been to that restaurant where you buy this same steak every 2 weeks, but it's like, but you like it though, it's like, okay, but like sometimes I want to like something different. It's like sometimes I want to just go to the aquarium instead, or you'd be like,
That's when it's time to start looking for replacements.
right. But the worst part is it's like the girl would never, like, that'd be the worst part when the girls don't speak up about it, where it's just like, it's like, I asked y'all, like, you want to go to the spot? You was like, yeah. And then now it's like, you talking about you want to go to the aquarium. You ain't never mentioned the aquarium. You should have known. Remember I showed you that TikTok that one time of that guy who took his girl to the aquarium? I was like, I thought you was telling me because they showed that one little whale. I was laughing at the whale.
Right.
Yeah, y'all ever seen that like thing of like, I feel like a person will tell you how much they like you by how they take your pictures?
No, I ain't see that.
What if I'm just not good at taking pictures?
I'm bad at taking pictures.
That's what I'm saying. They like, oh, you hate me because you ain't take pictures this way or this or that. I'm like, bro, like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, so ever since then, I've been super conscientious anytime I get handed over a phone to take someone's picture, especially if it's a woman. And like, so that's why I just started doing like mad angles and everything. Dan said selfies are right. No. When they hand you the phone, they want the right angle, the right lighting. Like, I remember I interviewed this politician, and you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the new mayor of Detroit, you know what I mean? And I thought she looked okay. I thought she looked nice in the whole interview and stuff like that. I interviewed her again, and before we started, she like, yo, am I good? I said, yeah, you look fine, like you good. She's like, cause last time I had a Windows peak, and I always have a Windows peak and this and that. I said, what is that? A Windows peak. She talking about like with her hair is down like this, and like it's like a little like you can see a little split between her hair and like her shoulder, and you just see like what's behind her instead of like her hair filling up the whole kind of area between her shoulders and her head. Bro, what?
Right.
Bro, what?
Bruh, but that's the thing, it'd be like the little stuff that you don't really peep. When y'all be out on dates, like, do you just be taking like random photos of your girl? Like, let's say y'all at dinner, and then you just like, as she finna eat her, maybe she's sitting there like with the martini in front of her, and you just like start taking photos, like, yeah, I just thought these pictures were cute of you, like,
Yeah, I've definitely taken candids.
I've done it before, but I've also had situations where I've taken the photo because they asked me to, and they didn't post the photo. So I was like, you must not have fucked with this photo right here. Even though I like the picture, I was like, all right, I could have. You kind of wasted my time with having me take this, but yeah, no, it's what you gonna say?
I was gonna say, I'm the type of person. Sometimes I'll be so caught in the moment of whatever we're doing. Like I sometimes don't take photos for myself, So to think of taking photos, like random photos of you without you asking, like, that's not really what's on my mind all the time. And I've definitely, but now it is, but in the past, I've definitely gotten like girls have gotten upset with me where they're like, you didn't take these photos of me, I took photos of you. I'm like, okay.
Oh no, I don't do it no intentional. Like I don't even do it to make them look good in the candidates. Like I just snap like a random, you know what I'm saying, a joint from me because I thought like it was a nice moment or something like. Because I did this back in 2014. You know what I'm saying with my
Right.
ex or whatever. Like at Waffle House, like it's just a random day at Waffle House, random night at Waffle House. I got a picture of them in a booth across from me and stuff like that. And like looking back in those memories, it's like whenever I see them, I'll be like, dang, like that was a nice time period in life.
Right. No facts, but hey, that's one thing I'll tell you, boys. When y'all get back out there, y'all dating, bro. Take the candidates of the shorty without her asking. She gonna love it. She gonna be like, oh, he just find me so attractive.
Unless they're bad, then they'll think that you hate them.
Facts.
Yo, 12:45. I'm gonna probably have to get off. Unfortunately, I probably stay till like 12:50 probably. But we still is that cool with you guys?
Yeah, that's cool, bro.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
it's cool with me.
we still will be almost close to 3 hours at that point.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
No, I'm laughing at this. See, this is the beat a chick meme in the background. Like that's the type of stuff that AI can't make for you. Like that's you can't get that. You got to be like really sick in the head to make stuff like that.
Yeah, man. I ain't even want to mention it, so I ain't gonna mention it. But I will say this. I'll say a general statement. F AI for sure. I ain't doing no AI. Ain't no co-signing nothing. AI for sure. Dan said, shout out to you.
Hey, shout out to you, my guy.
Hey, shout out that boy Dan.
Come on, representing that Dallas. Dallas, y'all boys done lost to the Pelicans tonight.
Yo, the Mavs is bro. They are. That's a nasty situation right there.
They should be better than what they are, bro. I mean, even without AD, like you still got Cooper Flag, bro.
He's 18.
Yeah.
So he's he's really like a kid.
Bro, I miss the days of NBA memes, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like they don't really be getting in a meme bag no more, bro. Like one I'll never forget is the one where when Steph hit that double behind the back on Chris Paul.
Oh yeah.
Bruh, they had that
Earth.
man. Yeah, bruh. They had that man playing what was that? What's that game called?
The touch
Yeah.
twister. What is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Bruh, he was dancing. They had him do everything, bruh. It used to be they don't never do memes like that. Like all they do is
They just make jokes.
huh?
They just make jokes now.
Yeah, they just make jokes and then they just make mad highlight tapes with like random R&B songs.
No, you remember they used to have like the there's that period of time. Yo, I've never seen an athlete get slandered like LeBron after he lost. Like, this is early days of Twitter when he lost to the Mavericks. It was like a period of time in between when he lost to the Mavericks before they won the finals that next season. But they used to have a joke where it would be like when you call LeBron, his phone is on vibrate mode because he has no rings. I remember that used to be one of the main ones that they would do. It was a few. I mean, you still got memes now, but it's like I feel like it's way darker. Like the Halliburton stuff like that is and the Centel took it to a whole nother level too.
Oh yeah, Centel, yeah.
Yeah, they took it to a whole nother level. So they still got the memes, but it's not.
Zion.
Yeah, I feel like it's not as pure as it used to be. Like it used to be, because like we just said, like it wasn't no AI. Like you had to really think about how much you had, if you wanted to make a meme about another NBA player. Think about how much work had to go into that versus now. Like you had to really open up a photo editor app.
Bro, facts. Yeah, it ain't the same, man. Yeah.
NBA memes. That was the account too.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10, they probably sold.
Probably did. Which is crazy because they probably, if they had kept it, I mean, think about what it could be worth now.
Yeah, NBA Twitter is like a big thing now.
I feel like a lot of lingo comes from there.
Yeah, like because Dunk Central and NBA Central, that wasn't a thing until like what, like 2020, 2019? Legion Hoops, 2018, 2019. I met Legion Hoops.
Really?
Yeah, he's like I can't remember if he was white, Hispanic, or Asian, but I believe he was like Hispanic or white. And he was at the Crew League in Atlanta when they played this season. They played at State Farm Arena, and Rainier was playing. Rainier was playing on one of the teams. Shout out Rainier Thornton, Marietta legend. And yeah, he was down there. Funny Marco was like the host, but Funny Marco wasn't like as big as he is now. He was kind of big, but not as he is now. Pause. And but yeah. Like I was just talking to him and I was shaking his hand. I was like, "What do you do?" He was like, Legion Hoops," and I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, that's me." I said, "Oh snap! What the heck, Legion Hoops? Nice to meet you, bro. I read your stuff all the time on the timeline." He's like, "Yeah, appreciate that." Shout out Legion Hoops.
That's dope.
Yeah, you couldn't even post videos on Twitter till like 2015, I want to say. And at first, it was only like 30. It wasn't like you couldn't post multiple videos. It was just be like one 30-second video that you could post.
It'd be them little vines that be on the loop, bro.
Yeah, low key. Yeah. That was, man. We've seen Twitter become Twitter.
But it's like the kids that be like, "You so and so," and making little age jokes and stuff. I'm like, bruh, we built this. Like y'all came to our home. You can't come to somebody's home and tell them how to act. Like, "Oh, you so and so on Twitter." Da 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 da. I built Twitter.
Right.
You said that moment when CP3 faced Curry with Steph. Yeah, that low key, I feel like, because that was the year he won his first MVP. That was like one of those moments that really, I feel like when people started to really like, okay, like Steph is low key top 5 right now. Like he's one of those guys. Because it was like a gradual process at first. I feel like people didn't really put him on that same level as like the LeBrons and the KDs and stuff like that till he won that first ring.
The turning point for me was when Drake shouted him out.
That's what it was.
I'm so serious. Like he shouted him out in 0 to 100. Ever since then, Curry went from like all-star to like a superstar. That summer, that was 2014.
Hold on, but that is true. Nah, that summer low key, I because they won. I think it was FIBA. I forget what the name of the games was, but it was like it's not the real Olympic team, but like whatever the Olympics that they have. I think it was
NBA
like
Live.
No, like the FIBA.
Oh, the World Championship.
Yeah. It was. They had
with,
it that summer
with Derrick Rose.
I think he might have been
nasty squad, man.
It was, even as a Warriors fan, like that's what really let me know. Like I remember posting on my old Twitter account, and I wish I still had it, but I posted that summer after they won FIBA. I was like, nah, I think we win the ring this year. Like, cause it was just something like, yo, they in that zone right now, and then it happened. But I'm just like, it is funny that hearing Drake name drop him was when you was like, nah, I believe now.
Yeah, no, that's not when I believe. That's when the flip switch. He went from all-star to superstar. I promise you. After that shout out, and it was kind of a random shout out because like Curry was like a mega star in college, But it kind of cooled off a little bit after a couple years with the Warriors because Monte Ellis, they weren't winning that many games. And then they started winning games, but then it's like, okay, they're gonna lose in the first or second round because when has ever guard led shooting team, offensive first team ever won a championship? So, but this was the USA team with my boy from the Nuggets, Kenneth
Kevin
Fareed.
Fareed,
And then
Manable.
remember that they faced that New Zealand team and they did the boo, hey,
Oh yeah.
in a little pregame and they beat them by 100.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Shout
This
out.
era, yo, this is crazy. This is a whole different era of the NBA. Like,
I was looking at the Chris Paul picture, bro, with the cross. Look at Steph's face. Steph looks like 20 years younger, bro.
Yeah.
he was probably what, like 25, 26 here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
half
he's
of these people
damn
on
near
the bench
40
are
now.
like NBA executives now.
I'm gonna say
Like
Matt Barnes is a podcaster.
Yeah.
Matt Barnes has been retired. Chris Paul in his last year.
Yeah. Clay is washed.
Clay is living a great life right now. Clay is, if I could trade places with any NBA player right now, definitely would be Clay.
Not LeBron.
No,
LeBron getting 53 million to already be retired.
because LeBron is. I feel like there's more that comes with, like, LeBron can't be low key at all. Clay can. I ain't gonna say he could be low key, but Clay can still kind of be out the way a little bit. LeBron,
I don't think he can anymore after they didn't make the Stallion.
it's a good trade off though. I'm cool.
Trade your royal piece for Day to make the Stallion.
Trade my royal piece for that royal piece,
bro. You seen Meg the Stallion do the little tunnel spiral at J Hud, bro? She like, I don't know how she be like. She's special, bro, for sure. It's different, bro. It's different. Like that. That's a real talent. You know how people be like, "Oh, that's all you do. We bored. Stop it." Like, but the way she do it is different. Like, it's a real talent the way she do it. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out Meg the Stallion. Respect to Klay Thompson. And
he said the bark is crazy. we gotta add that as a
sound bite. A bark is insane, bro.
She said Clay is on the bench with the Mavs right now. Clay did get benched. It's a crazy cheer for that man getting benched. No, he got benched for D'Lo, which is like, I mean, I guess, like, I guess.
In 2025, man, it is what it is, man.
Nico Harrison about to get fired.
Dang,
deservedly so.
Nico get fired right after this. That's crazy, bro.
Dude, he got a little bit of relief when they won the lottery and they got Cooper Flag, because it's like, okay, you got to start another young white man for us to root for. But at the same time, now it's like, okay, I think AD is hurt, right?
Yeah, AD's hurt again.
Yeah, he just got hurt. Lively's been hurt. Kyrie was already hurt, so it's like they're about to be cheeks for the next few months. It's gonna be mad awkward. It's no telling when they come back if they're gonna be a playoff team either way. So it's like, y'all traded y'all traded away Luka for just to be ass. He said, "Oh, I forgot to share the song of the day. Mo and Jelani may know this one. Candy. Come on, I was raised on the Black Cloud. Come on, we got black parents. No, we definitely know those two.
Right. No,
you got to cool it now. Yeah, come on. I know my black classics.
Nah.
Kyrie.
I'm gonna say one of the defining moments, when Drake put him in the song, that was like a big moment. The moment where I was just like, bro, this man is different, when he hit that 3 versus the Pelicans in 2015 when he was in that corner. I don't know, like AD was guarding him, bro.
Yeah, the playoffs, yeah.
Bro, that was like the moment where I was just like, oh, this is another level. Like, I was like,
when bro went crazy at the Garden, bro.
Oh, facts.
Yeah, it's 2013.
Yeah, no, it's like, and I feel like all those moments for me, like it was like, bro, like he's a good player, like like I'm like this is, but then when he did that, bro, like that, I was just like, bro, this is, you can't stop this. Like that was like when he became unstoppable to me.
Look at AD, bro.
And it should have been an and one too.
Bro, facts. That's when I was just like, bro, y'all, the league is really in trouble. 'Cause I feel like before that, just like you could see him as like the next Ray Allen, like that boy can shoot,
Yeah.
But with Ray Allen, even in his prime, you wasn't like, oh, y'all are just not finna stop this man. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all, like it's nothing you can do at this point.
Who's Pondexter?
Quincy.
Yeah,
Quincy. Oh, boy, his
Why
head.
do I know these random ass NBA players?
But it's Tyreek Evans, AD, and Quincy Pondexter, all in the vicinity. AD fully stretched, longest man in the league, double pause. Tyreek Evans, former rookie of the year, huh? Crazy. Look at how much hair that Draymond used to have, bro.
I was
Like,
gonna say back in Draymond had to fade.
but it's crazy, like how much different it is. Like, you don't realize how much it's changed until you see it, because like you just see everybody every day. So you like, okay, yeah, Steph is on the Warriors, Draymond on the Warriors, Clay on the Warriors, and when Clay left, it was weird. But like you don't see how much things have actually changed until you look at the pictures. Like, you don't think how much has changed in LeBron's career until you see an old picture of LeBron. And you're like, dang, the
Or like
league
an
has changed so
old
much.
video.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah. 'Cause if you
Like them
want
2004 videos, bro, be looking like, I don't know, like the 90s, bro.
no, that's bro. I watch like, and you know what I've noticed this with too? It's like with phone cameras. Like, you'll take a picture of on your phone right now, and it'll look crystal clear. And then you come back and you look at that same picture 3 years from now. It's like, bro, I don't remember this picture being this blurry when I took this picture. And I don't know. It don't matter. Like, it could be the most modern, however, it could be the most crystal clear. It's the same thing with video games too. Like, no matter how good the graphics look, 5 years from now they're gonna look bad.
Right. Yeah, such a different time, bro.
What was I gonna say? You had Draymond pulled up. I was gonna say, if you look at like old Warriors games from like, I'll say like 2014 or like 2016 era, bro, Draymond really used to be out there moving. Like, Draymond was Draymond was super athletic, dog. And I feel like nowadays, if you just, if you started watching basketball in the last 5 years, you probably just know Draymond is like the loud guy on the court. But nah, bro, Draymond is a real Hall of Famer.
Nah, facts.
Yeah, it's a reason why they was calling it a big three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, facts, bro. Yeah.
The Warriors are older now with Steph, Jimmy, Dre, and Harper. Yeah, they are. They got like a different playing style now too.
I still stand by 2022 when Steph got that ring, bro. That's my favorite ring I've ever seen somebody get, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
But he did that by himself, bro.
Not for real. As a 6 seed.
Yeah, bro. That was just like, bro, I almost shed a tear for that one, bro. Cause I was just like, dog, this is beautiful. This is why you watch the game,
Even as a Warriors fan, I never thought he was getting another one. Like, I was fully comfortable with the fact that he got 3. All right, cool. It is what it is. Like,
right.
It's like, as long as not the hate. I'm not hating on KD at all, but like, I would have been annoyed if KD got another one and then Steph didn't get one, because then it'd be like, Steph needed KD to get that would have pissed me off. But no, that definitely, that low key is his most impressive ring
by far.
Steph, bro. Bro, like, man, don't get me started on stuff, because I'm gonna just start glazing, bro. Like, I ain't going to
That's him and Bron, my 2 favorite players ever. So I'm cool with that.
Steph been my favorite since Davidson. I used to watch the Davidson show and the I Love Commons video. I used to watch it every day, bro. I learned all the words. And this was back in 2008. This was before Jimmy Kimmel pulled it up and it became oh, you did this in college? Oh, I thought nobody would ever bring that up. No, I was watching this in real time as I was Steph Curried out, bro. Like, his rookie year, people didn't even like care about Steph like that. They didn't care about the Warriors. It was still empty. Steph going to the locker room. I said, Steph, I'm the only one. AC Law jersey on. You know what I'm saying? He slapped the mess out of my hand. It hurt my hand a lot. And then, to get to now to where like I'm as tall as Steph and things of that sort. Like people don't be talking about that. Like people are like, oh, Steph's so small, this and that, woo woo. Bro, I am Steph Curry's height. And most time people say like I'm tall. But I'm usually the most tall person in most rooms, bro. So that just give you a perspective on how tall like NBA players are. Steph has been one of my favorite athletes growing up watching basketball. The way he goes about the business on and off the court is tremendous work. I always question how Steph and Jimmy will mesh with one another. And when the Warriors got Jimmy, I was shocked.
I figured that they would work just because I know that Draymond is a psychopath and Jimmy is a psychopath. I just feel like they would mesh well together. Like,
I felt like it was a good piece to replace Clay with because you needed somebody who can go get a bucket, but it's a different formula for it now. Where with Clay, like Clay wasn't able to just go get a bucket whenever you wanted anymore. But so now you have that person that's a genuine threat. That if the game slows down and you got Clay, Steph, where they got him locked up, and he's like, he can be very shrieky at times. It's like, who's finna be that person to kind of lock in for you? And Jimmy can do that, where it's just like, let me just get to the free throw line so we can get some momentum going again. So, yeah,
you said put Draymond and Jimmy in a room with another who will win in a shouting match. Like Draymond would snuff Jimmy first before.
I was just thinking about that because we were talking about it like last pod, and we gotta log off soon. But like, could y'all see JP coming back to the Warriors after Draymond retires?
Oh, you said after Draymond retires.
So say Draymond retires in the next 2-3 seasons.
Possibly, I can see him coming back. Not a Draymond. I mean, that seems to be the only guy he had an issue with.
Because at that point, I feel like Steph will retire when Draymond retires, right?
Yeah, unless they do some blockbuster trade. But yeah,
how old Steph is? 37.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I think he'll be
steady my heart.
I think he might be close to 30. Yeah, it'll be. I think he is 37.
Yeah, he's 37. Hold on. I had to reshare the screen. Do you think Clay retires as a Warrior? It don't really matter.
They're probably doing like a 1 day contract.
Yeah, if you do the 1 day contract, doesn't matter. Not really. But yeah, Steph is gonna turn 38 this season. Oh my gosh! I can't do it. Take me.
Yeah, no, we're getting older, man. That's insane, bro. To think about. Like Steph Curry's turning 38.
But the thing about Steph that makes him older is he stayed in college for 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So that is one part that makes you feel old because it's like he just got in the league. Low key, he kind of did, but he spent 3 years in school.
I mean, 2009 was a long ass time ago, though. Like
a little bit, but at the same time, it's not like I think Steph is probably like Kevin Durant's class, Yeah,
as far
Kevin Durant feel like he been in the league for a long time. Steph don't quite feel like he been in the league for, you know what I mean? To me at least.
Well, also KD became a star, or like KD came in the league 07. He was already by the time 09. I think he won the scoring title in 09. So
it took Steph like 4 years, 3-4 years.
Yeah, Steph didn't really become a star till like 2012, 13.
Until bro shouted him out on 0 to 100.
No, that wasn't that, bro. It was before that, bro. It's crazy. You usually don't give Drake his credit for anything. So for this to be the one thing where you're like,
that's hilarious. It's just the way it happened because I was like, I remember he did it. I was like, bro, like I get it, but that's like a real you got to kind of watch ball to know like the Chef Curry nickname and to like shout him out in a situation like that because Drake was like the biggest. You know what I'm saying? He was real. He's real hot, like post trophies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's when
trophies, and he had started from the bottom. Nothing was the same and all that. So He was real hot at that time. So when he dropped 0 to 100, everybody was listening. And then, he shot out Steph Curry. I'm like, you get a shout out from a person like that at a moment like that, and you top dog. But then he ruined it with Johnny Manziel and Andrew Wiggins, the next song, the next year.
I mean, great song though. It's just those two
Yeah.
athletes didn't pan out. Well, Wiggins low key did pan out. He wanted,
and they were both number one picks, so he did get like his point across of like draft day. I'm the number one pick of 2014.
Right.
It's still a great song.
All right, man. Let's get out of here, fellas. Good pod. Let the people know where they can find y'all. Hold on. I'll go to the other one so y'all don't have to like move to get y'all. All right.
Oh yeah, _Jelani 2 underscores the end on Twitter. Yeah, man.
You can find me on Instagram at rbmo___. You can find me on what is that? TikTok at rubberbandmo, and then you can find me on X at monos_.
See, I timed it up this time. Shout out to Dan for being a real one. When we
I ain't let Dan on tonight because at the point where we brought up the Mavericks and basketball and everything like that, it was already 12:30, and then Jelani was like, I gotta go in 15 minutes, like we gotta wrap up. And then we was getting to the 3-hour mark anyway. So I knew if Dan came on, we would have been on for like another, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Dan, it's all love. You'll be back on soon. Everything like that. The Dan and Rashad show will be back. This is the 1 a.m. pod. This is some different though. Just share it on my page and things of that sort. But we appreciate the love, everything like that for sure. As always, shouts out to the chat. Shouts out to everybody who watched and listened live tonight, and everybody who's listening on a replay on all streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, all the things. 1 a.m. podcast. Please subscribe to the channel because we at the channel right now. The channel is at 5 subscribers. We've been at 5 subscribers for the past 3 months. What is y'all doing? Y'all sleep at the wheel. I'm pulling this up right now so you see the channel and you see what it is. 1 a.m. podcast. We still have 5 subscribers. 5 subscribers on the 1 a.m. podcast. And so make sure, you know what I'm saying, you show some love to the channel, everything like that, and everything gonna be good. See, back in the day when we was doing the verses got, you know what I mean? So maybe we need to bring the verses back to get some clout back up to the 1 a.m. pod, to get some eyes back on the pod.
We're gonna figure it out.
We're gonna figure it out. But yeah, man. Subscribe to the pod, everything like that. We're gonna get it right. And yeah. Oh, y'all take care of yourselves. Everybody have a good day. Things of that nature. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all of the things. 1 a.m. podcast, RB Mo, Jelani. We out. Until next time, peace.
Chicks on your APs, looking like weeds. Haven't